Do the cold open. Do the cold open.
Do the cold open. No.
Do the
I thought you wanted the cold open.
Do the cold open.
I thought you wanted the cold open.
Roll the intro.
And here we go. We have liftoff. Propulsion continues to be nominal.
R68 chamber pressure looks good.
Doubling up. Roger, roll, Atlantis.
Water towers fly! Yes!
Tango down to nominal.
Flighting down to SPD off. Bring in SPD off. It's orange!
R45! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Decollage. Put that in the big bag,
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together, back to the moon and beyond.
The methane would be igniting in the flare, correct?
Yikes. You bet. We don't need any more of these.
Hello and welcome to a special edition of The Flame Trench. I'm Jack Byer. I'll be one of your hosts for today's show. Let me see some 5x5s in chat so I can know that you can hear me fine. I'm waiting for the 5x5s. Also, hopefully you can hear me fine. Joining us for today's broadcast, next to me, Carson's like cropping right now.
He is.
But next to me is Max. Max, how you doing, bud?
Yeah, Carson's being very rude. I'm like right next to you, and we can't have like we aren't.
I don't know.
It's kind of rude.
I don't know who's talking. I can't.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea who's talking. We're totally in two different.
Yeah. What's that like? What's it like being not here? Well, no, you're always here.
I'm here,
Except
but
you're
I'm not. Am I even here?
Anyway, we also have, as usual, our group of expert commentators. You know, it's the Flame Trench, so of course we're going to have EJ on. EJ, how you doing, bud?
Hey, what's up, man?
What
you
you
know.
reading, EJ?
You know how
Huh?
it goes.
What you reading? You got that?
Modern
Modern
engineering
engineering-
for design of liquid propellant rocket engines.
You got anything good?
I'm just reading about turbine inlet pressure. Whatever.
Right.
Pretty cool.
Well,
It's
maybe
pretty
we'll-
cool.
Maybe that'll like become relevant later in the show, perhaps.
Maybe. I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll find out.
Who
Also
knows what's
joining
gonna
us,
happen? Who knows what's
we-
going to happen?
nobody. It's the Flame Trench. There's no rails. It's
No
a
one
trench.
knows.
There's typically not rails in a trench. So, anyway, Sawyer is also on today's show. Sawyer, how you doing, man?
Doing all right. Actually, everyone knows because everyone has one nose. So everyone one nose.
We're only 8 minutes in, man.
Not even. That's not counting the 5-minute
I was gonna
countdown.
say, has it
yeah.
already
Not even.
longest 8
So-
minutes
3
of my
minutes
life?
then, man. Dang.
You're welcome. But it's good to be
Oh,
here.
man.
I'm getting hungry now, but other than that, it's going to be good, and I'm sure we'll talk
Yeah,
about that too.
I can't believe it. It's a big day today. We actually have the one, the only Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago himself, in chat. Holy cow. Also, save Dan. Everybody, like, show some love. Everybody save Dan. You know the drill. We love Dan. Want him to get through. But yeah, let's keep going. Also, Carson's producing today's show, and if you have any questions during the live stream, you can at NASASpaceflight, or you can at NSF in the chat there, and we'll answer your questions as they pop up. But I think we should jump into some of the topics of the week. Does that sound fun? Does that sound fun to everybody? Are we having fun?
We're having
No, it's more fun when we're off the rails not talking about the topics, but I guess we can talk about topics.
Yvonne, yeah, Dan's fine. But also, we're save Dan. Anyway, sorry, EJ, go.
Yeah, okay. All right. So, how about we start with talking about commercial space stations, huh? How about...
Well, there was a crop, so I was scooching in. No, commercial space stations. I want to go to space. Like, if we could just have more space stations. Right now, it's just the International Space Station, right? And I guess the Chinese space. You all right? What's up?
Tiangong,
I see
yeah.
I see your face. What's up with
No.
your face?
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Never mind. Nothing. So,
9 times?
So a company. Oh my goodness, I can't do it. All right. Anyway, so
We love you, Dan.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. How can I work?
It's
under
fine.
these
Just ignore
conditions,
it,
man.
Just ignore it. Just ignore it. Just keep going. What about
That's
commercial
saying
space stations?
something, EJ. Considering what happens on Twitch, that's saying something.
Oh, all right. Fine, whatever. So let's talk about commercial space stations. So VAST actually rolled out today, not today, this week. They actually posted a picture of their flight article for the Haven 1 space station. The flight article is next to the production pathfinding article, showing that VAST now has a full pressure vessel for a space station module. VAST is a company that is working on building commercial low Earth orbit space stations. Ironically, not part of the NASA's commercial low Earth orbit destinations program, which is a program that's supposed to be harboring this, fostering this kind of behavior. VAST was started by a guy by the name of Max Haut, for the people that don't know. Max actually comes from the streaming world. Not a lot of people know that. He
No kidding. I didn't know that.
yeah, he worked on if you guys know Mevo, the Mevo cameras for like remote broadcasting camera. Yeah, that was his idea. He sold that to Logitech, and then he decided he wanted to start his spaceflight company. I mean, they started Launcher, and then now it's VAST, but we don't talk about that part. But anyway, so out of nowhere, the VAST has come out of nowhere and welded this flight test article here. Like, this company is actually relatively new. It predates the commercial low Earth orbit, NASA's commercial low Earth orbit destinations program, which is interesting because the only two people that have commercial space station hardware rolling right now is Axiom Space and VAST, neither of which are part of commercial low Earth orbit destinations. Axiom's the only other people that are even remotely close to making and launching space station modules. But VAST has had a much shorter amount of time than Axiom, which is very interesting. Axiom has also gone through a couple of CEO changes over the years. Mike Suffredini was originally in there, and then he wasn't in there because, company, I guess they kind of scaled too much too fast, and they went into some financial problems or something. We don't know exactly what happened, but, it's interesting that NASA has this whole commercial low Earth orbit destinations program, and the two people with actual space stations are not part of it. VAST is pining for a CLEOD contract, but they don't have one right now, which is very, very, very interesting here. And Axiom was supposed to launch modules to the ISS and attach them to the ISS, something that they still want to do, but they originally planned to build their whole space station onto the ISS and then separate it. And now it's like maybe one or two modules and then separate it, because the first Axiom space station modules that are going to launch to the ISS will launch in 2022. Oh, wait, it's not that year. So yeah, they're running a little bit behind. They're running a little bit behind. But it is good that we see commercial space stations actually being made, because once, Jack, you said it, the only things up there are ISS and Tiangong right now.
Right.
In the International Space Station is scheduled to basically be done by 2030, and NASA.
Wild.
I know that is weird. I don't like that. NASA, ironically, is looking for other destinations. Right? They don't want to not have a place to send astronauts into low Earth orbit for research and training purposes, right? And science, of course. But yeah, it's very interesting that the two people that are actually pining for commercial space stations don't have a CLEOD contract. It's very strange, but it is cool. What's up?
You would hope to see that. I mean, getting more volume, getting more habitable volume on orbit is like the dream, and that's part of what's so cool about why we want Starship to happen, is because it's basically the volume of the ISS every single Starship launch. Like, why don't you think they have gotten those contracts from now?
The commercial low Earth orbit destinations program is severely underfunded. It's been underfunded this whole time, pretty much the entire time. Yeah. I don't know what NASA's doing. I think NASA is going through a very transformative period right now. Whether that's for better or for worse remains to be seen. Yeah, Axiom's also the reason why they're so delayed. They do have a contract with NASA to attach modules to the ISS, but the reason why they're so delayed is because they took the EVA suits for Artemis 3, the extravehicular activity suits that Artemis 3 astronauts will use to go out onto the surface of the moon. They got that contract too, and that kind of slowed things down a little bit because they tried to scale for both of those contracts and did not have the capital to do it, which is very interesting. Also, Jack, could you do me a favor because I'm going deaf? Could you turn up your mic a little bit or move your mic closer to you? I can't really hear you.
So it was here on the desk. Now I've clipped it to my shoulder. We can just do the Joe Bernard thing where we're like holding a fun mic.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we like having fun. We like having fun.
Having
should
fun
do that.
here.
Darn it! Now I can hear you, Jack. Oh, it was so nice. The show. It was great.
Oh,
Sorry, Sawyer.
Sawyer, you're so kind. You're so kind.
Wait, so nobody heard all the
Max.
nobody heard all the nice things we said about Dan? Good.
You said nice
what
things?
we were just showing, what we were just showing on screen though was a factory tour that Das and D did with Max Hout of Vast, and that's a really good video you can check out. I didn't mention it in time when Carson showed it on screen because we were having fun, but that was that. You should check it out.
They also duct taped Das to a wall, which is pretty.
They did do that. That was
good.
Part of the tour. That was part of the deal.
That was good.
An
Sawyer,
astronaut actually did it. Yeah.
It was Drew. I'm not going to say his last name right. You say it. Foystel. There you go. That's how you say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's an ex-NASA astronaut, works for Vast now, also a race car driver because,
It looks so comfy.
Yeah. See, dude, I'm not kidding. See, I told you they duct taped him to a wall.
And that's in 1G. Imagine 0G or microgravity.
No, it's probably super comfy.
No, okay, this is the part where we go off the rails. All right, wait, how do you sleep? Tell me how you sleep. That's a fun sentence to say out loud to many thousands of people. I like to sleep with a very heavy blanket. In fact, I have a weighted blanket. I'm saying that because this looks like a space weighted blanket. Like it conforms you to the thing. I want this. I want this bed on Earth. This looks comfortable to me. No, am I crazy? All right, good talk.
Well, the key thing is making sure that the person doesn't float away when they're sleeping. Next thing you don't want to be crashing into the coffee pot when you're half asleep. But yeah, that's mainly what the whole point of the tight blanket is. And you can see there's,
I know, but it looks
folds
comfy.
away. But also,
Yeah,
I'm a regular blanket stomach sleeper. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
To each their own. Fair. I will actually not do a tribalism about this one.
Who are you? What did you do with Jack?
Yeah.
But you can do a tribalism if you want. All you have to do is do a super chat and support our channel. Wait, the panel's not linked. That was a fail.
Oh, don't worry. We've got
Slight
tribalism coming
oversight.
up later in the show. Don't you worry.
Okay. Oh, we do. We do. But let's think about how come sometimes a company can just sort of crank things out like SpaceX, like, oh, by the way, this is a boost dragon you never even knew about. And some other companies seem to get sort of stuck in the doldrums. Like, I'm thinking of Dream Chaser more than Vast or Axiom. But like, is that just a function of aerospace? Like, why? It's frustrating. You want to see every company succeed. Bigelow, like Sierra Nevada, et al.
I mean, I think if anything, Vast has simplicity on their side because they're starting out with Haven 1, which is a singular module space station, and a majority of its support for oxygen and also its toilet are brought up by Dragon.
Right.
So that makes the single module setup a lot simpler and easier to launch compared to what Axiom is trying to do out of the gate, trying to expand upon the space station before transitioning into their own space, their own completely separate entity.
It's like crawl, walk, run.
Exactly. And where Vast eventually wants to go multi-module with Haven 2, Haven 1 is a much simpler starting point compared to any module over at Axiom. And plus, all of the changes they've had in leadership over the past couple of years, this year especially, doesn't really send the best of messages that the company is on track to do any of what they really want to do, which is really unfortunate because Axiom, at least towards the beginning, if you rewind 2 or 3 years ago, maybe had the most amount of promise and potential compared to anyone else who was around or may or even wasn't around at that point. So a whole bunch of factors. I mean, Axiom or VASA also is a very close partner with SpaceX beyond because Haven 1 has to directly rely on Dragon. So like they have to, in a way, they have to work hand in hand with each other to make sure they work.
Makes sense.
So whereas Axiom has they have to worry about in some parts Roscosmos, they have to worry about working with ESA on their systems and also NASA as well, of course. So a lot of different factors. It's not really something that we can cover, I think, in one short conversation in terms of like why Vast may be the one to succeed here compared to Axiom as opposed to maybe a vice versa spot maybe 2 or 3 years ago. But that's just my take. That's my 2 cents.
By the way, I find it interesting that you mentioned Bigelow. I mean, when you think about it, they have a module on board the ISS. There's the inflatable module beam.
Yep.
Which is wild to me in that they no longer exist. And yet we're talking about a company, here like Axiom in regards to space stations who doesn't have hardware. They were going to have things on the ISS and didn't. So what goes on culturally where you have a company that has put hardware on the space station but no longer exists, and a company that is still existing when they were supposed to have hardware on the ISS but don't? I feel like that comes down to what's going on internally and what's going on with the structure of your company. And again, the other difference I feel like also is the fact that, Axiom has its finger in so many other parts of the pie. You've got, the Axiom flights that they've been doing to the ISS. You've got the space station. You've got the EMUs, the extravehicular mobility units. They've branched out more, I guess. So this kind of, I guess, and the logic is it's fine because we're doing other stuff that's making us money.
Is it a question of focus? I mean, again, I come back to thinking about like Sierra Nevada. They do a lot of different things. Actually, a lot of people don't know they do a lot of different things.
The inflatable modules, perhaps.
They did get the patents from Bigelow.
Yeah.
We're working on getting the panel that has the questions and the support in it working again. It seems to not be, but I do want to thank everybody that is supporting us. We do see the support coming in. I'm sorry we have not hit it yet. We have, it looks like a 4-month membership anniversary from Shadow Mask. I think it's cut off. Can SpaceX transfer crew? We will talk about Starship. We are going to talk about Starship. All of this is building to a discussion about where we're at in that program. So I'll hold that one for a little bit. Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago.
Weird.
Like himself, did a $5 super. Thank you so much, Abe.
Legend. Great seeing you around.
I mean, no one makes better sausages than Abe.
Nobody.
Abe says, save Dan. I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. Rough Rider Show. What's up, Gage? Hey, Gage. Says, save Dan. Yeah, save Dan. Absolutely. Save Dan. And Ron Smith says sausage links greater than patties with another super. Also, Space Pope, the Space Pope, doing a $50 super, as is tradition at this point, which is wild that's even a tradition. Thank you, Space Pope. They say, bless this trench. Oh, and Dan. Yes, save Dan. We're all hoping for a speedy something.
Something or other.
Yeah. And let's see. The Only Alan, thanks for the $5 super, and Broding Jet, thank you as well. They said, do Haven 1 and 2 launch with Falcon Heavy?
Well, Haven 1 is launching on Falcon 9. Haven 1 is launching on Falcon 9. As snug as it might be in those fairings, it's going to be very, very tight tolerances, or it's going to be very, very tight tolerances when it launches. But I think Haven 2 will also be launching on Falcon Heavy, although we don't really have any official confirmation of that at this point. I mean, not all modules are going to be the same, but the idea with Haven 2 was keeping it not pun intended, but modular. You just to keep it simple and make sure everything fits together properly. So I don't imagine is it Falcon Heavy? Alex was saying Falcon Heavy for Haven 2.
Yeah, okay. For Haven 2, they mentioned that they were going to be doing parts of it coming up on Falcon Heavy because those are slightly larger and heavier modules that don't solely rely on Crew Dragon for its CO2 scrubbers and for bathrooms and things like that.
Right, and for Haven 1, that works great because it makes it vastly simpler.
Very good.
I feel like I should like bowl a bowling ball down an alley and like get like a strike or something. Like what? I need a gong.
Carson, we need a gong in the background.
What's this, the Gong Show?
Oh, we got buzzed.
No, it's the flame trench, baby.
If this
We
was
got
the
buzzed
Gong
twice
Show,
now.
I would be
Yikes.
hit with the gong so many times. I
You
mean,
would be.
yeah.
You actually would be.
Real.
Real.
Panel's still not working. I think we should perhaps move on. Next topic. I don't have any questions. I can't see any questions. Chat, if you have any questions about VAST and commercial space and where we're at with that, throw them in chat right now. EJ, if your Twitchies are saying anything, because I know you're live on Twitch as well. If your chat, I know because you're a master of looking at chat. If you see anything pop up, tell me to shut up and start saying it.
Shut up.
I mean,
Wow.
Oh, you wanted me to. Sorry, I only heard the first parts.
Like, you're actually serious. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's an important thing to say, like something that I didn't mention before. VAST is doing everything in-house. Everything is done in-house. It is the first space station module to be built in the, to have like all principal fabrication being done in the continental US. All the modules on the ISS, Cygnus, the shuttle multi-purpose logistics modules are all made by Thales Alenia in Italy. So this is the first like fully 100% homogeneous like space station since Skylab, which is very interesting to me. That's kind of crazy. Even Axiom is having their space station modules be fabricated by Thales Alenia. VAST is the only one that's doing it in-house, which is pretty crazy. And they're also going faster.
Yeah, that is
So-
nuts.
Just saying.
It makes
So then
sense.
what do we
I mean,
think
it's,
for-
you see the pattern.
So what do we think timeline-wise then? Which do we think happens first? Haven 2 or the Axiom station?
Why Haven 2? Sorry, why not Haven 1? Because Haven 1's launching. Haven 1's gonna.
That's why, because Haven 1 is launching soon.
Okay.
We know Haven 1 is probably launching within the next year to year and a half, so if that's the case, again, given their progress and how far they've come, when do you think we start seeing that? Because it seems like at this point, anything with Axiom and Orbital Reef and all these other stations are probably post-ISS at this rate.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, at least.
I mean, so I'm just gonna say, like, the fact that we're comparing it to Haven 2 speaks volumes, and not Haven 1. I think that speaks volumes. That's all I'm saying, man.
Yeah, I get that. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot that they learned from Haven 1 that they will then need to apply to Haven 2. I guess in a way it's kind of almost like the SpaceX versus Blue Origin model of one of them is kind of launch an interim and see where it's at and, improve upon it for future iterations versus building it all and having it all one and done with the station. It's kind of that same deal with the sort of, I don't want to say test station, but compared to the modular plan that they have, it kind of is. It feels like it mirrors that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, there's another commercial low Earth orbit potential customer that we've seen nothing from. Blue, like, I know they want to do their space station, Orbital Reef. Have we seen anything with it? We've seen nothing with that. But yeah,
I remember.
Yeah, seen nothing. It's and I think that goes back to what we were talking about with, like, what all these companies, promise all this stuff and then never do it. I think it's very easy to overpromise in the space program. It's very easy to overpromise. Like, that is absolutely a thing. You see it all the time. Oftentimes companies are just pining for a contract, and it's like, let's get the contract and then we'll figure out how to do it later, which is that's not great, Bob.
What's the worst that could happen?
Honestly, in the documentary that was released last year called Wild Wild Space, which really highlights the development of both Rocket Lab and Electron and also Astra, Peter Beck himself said, like, the aerospace sector is one of I think very few sectors in the world where when you promise something, you have to deliver if you want to survive. There is no round 2 or round 3 or trying to raise more rounds of funding to try and prolong what you promised you would do. You have to deliver if you want to stay alive.
Wait. We're never going to be able to do this again. Max, we're going to do a ventriloquist dummy bit. You're the ventriloquist dummy. Watch as I use this ventriloquist dummy to sing Sail Away by Styx while drinking a glass of blue liquid.
Isn't that copyright infringement? Isn't that copyright infringement? Isn't that copyright infringement?
Jack, why do you keep talking about copyright infringement, Jack?
Yeah, copyright infringement.
Jack, I don't think those are the lyrics to that song.
I really blew it. I forgot the lyrics.
I did too. I don't even know.
Right.
I'm completely lost.
Anyways, space station.
Here, come sail away, come sail away, come sail away.
That was a lot of
me.
liquid.
How about that?
Thank you, Sawyer. Now it's going to be in my head.
I actually sang that in chorus when I was in middle or high school, so I do know all the words, but copyright.
I can't tell if that's a Sawyer flex or not.
Not really. It's just I know 60s, 70s, and 80s music well. That's all.
Heck yeah. The panel's working now. Hooray! We might have stalled for exactly the right amount of time. Intentionally. Active 3X, thank you. Are you alright, EJ? You okay?
What is happening here?
I don't
We're
know.
having a trench.
This is worse than normal.
Always
You're not kidding.
be trenching.
No,
Right,
ABP, always be plugging, but anyway.
Also, yes. ActiveX, thank you for gifting 5 red team memberships. There, the panel's working, and we can see your questions. So again, if you have questions, ask them. They will pop up. And I am looking for some vast ones.
Also, Gabriel, I said
meantime.
60s and 70s. I included the 0. This isn't South Park.
Wow.
For anyone who watched the new episode.
Wow.
But you almost said 67, though, Sawyer.
6,
Oh,
7.
no. Abort. David Murray is asking, are they expecting to launch a crew to test the stations? Yeah, that's like kind of the point, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
especially given its reliance for crew people having Crew Dragon up there. They wouldn't do an uncrewed Crew Dragon up there. They would actually launch it with the people to it. Because again, worst case scenario, you have a lifeboat, aka the capsule that you came up in. If something, you get up there, something's not working, or, it's sharing a lot of the same systems.
Not only that, Sawyer, but I might be pulling this one out of my tail. Chat, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I think in order to work in Vast's in the Haven 1 module, you need a Dragon attached to it. I'm pretty sure that Haven 1 taps off of Dragon's Eclipse. I remember hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
So yeah, you have to have it there. You can't not have it there. That's important.
But that's also why Haven 1 is possibly much more superior, I guess, to Axiom at this current time, because it's a lot simpler of a design just to get flying in the first place.
Well, they basically a lot of the modules being built in house, but they offshored the environmental control systems to SpaceX, which once again, not the worst idea. That's pretty smart.
Well, the SpaceX has experience with it, right? And that was one of the things. I hate to keep bringing up Bigelow, but they have a special place in my heart. That when I was there, and they had the module on the station, and when I went to tour their factory, it was like, yeah, we have Eclipse. We'll talk about Eclipse later. And no. Let's talk about Eclipse now. And so they're outsourcing it, but they're outsourcing it to the right people, and they have a plan. It's better than we'll talk about it later.
Right.
Yeah, that big of blows. But anyway.
All right, I'll allow it.
Thank you. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. It's one less complex thing. There we go. It's one less complex thing that you have to figure out. You've got enough things you're working on already with the station. Take your time to be able to work on Eclipse, because obviously environmental control life support systems is super important. So take your time working on that for Haven 2 and focus on getting the basics down. Kind of like right now with Starship. They weren't going for orbital. Could they? Yeah, but they're not. They're getting the basics down first before they do orbit. Same kind of deal.
Makes sense. We have a question here from UFO000 asking, when Flame Trench live from Haven 1? I mean,
Vast.
we
We
know.
should do it.
Call
I'm game.
us. Call
I
us.
haven't experienced weightlessness outside of a very brief few moments on small aircraft. EJ, have you experienced weightlessness, like other than turbulence or like roller coasters?
No.
Max?
You and I would be absolute chaos and calamity on Haven 1. Would be amazing.
I would space tackle you. Sawyer, I don't think... No, yeah, none of us have experienced weightlessness. Definitely Sawyer hasn't.
No,
not
totally
Sawyer.
not. 4 years ago today that I was on the first ever Astro Access Zero Gravity flight, which was a flight that's designed to prove that people with disabilities can work in microgravity and in space and pave the way going forward to make space for everyone. That was 4 years ago today that I first went weightless, and it was amazing.
So cool.
Also, just in
it's
terms
like
of
one of those
progress, by
bucket
the
list
way,
things.
I have to point out, because one of the big things with these flights, there have been two main ones, was to prove that, we can work in microgravity, people who are blind or have visibility issues, who are deaf or hard of hearing, who have mobility issues, that's not a hindrance. And in fact, since then, they actually tested with Blue Origin's seats on Astro Access Flight 2 to see if someone can get in and out of them in time. And there is now someone who was on that second Astro Access flight that is scheduled to fly aboard a Blue Origin New Shepard flight, which, again, argue all you want about it. It's not orbit, no, but it's an amazing start of getting someone with a disability on a rocket, launching in microgravity, and then having to get back into your seat and withstand re-entry. That's pretty darn cool.
Super cool, dude. It's like you said, it's progress. Like, heck yeah, you love to see
Major.
it. Everybody that wants to go into space should be able to go into space.
Yeah, and it's someone who uses a wheelchair, so someone with mobility issues, which in space, I can tell you, in microgravity, it was no issue not being able to use my legs. Not a problem at all.
So cool. Every time you've relayed that experience, it fills me with joy.
Also, thank you for allowing me to flex.
Oh, dude, it's your 4-year anniversary of doing like one of the coolest possible things you can do as a human. Like, come on, man. Why are you thanking us for letting? Like, how cool is that?
Because
that is like one of the ultimate
Sawyer
flexes.
I love spreading the word about it. That's why.
I'm here for it. I think we all are. Let's see if we have a couple more questies, and then we'll move on to the next topic.
Stop it.
Can you not do what you just did again?
I won't. I promise. I promise I won't.
Just please.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're
But
not.
he didn't.
No, you're not.
No, this time
No, you're not.
This time I am.
No, don't gaslight us, Jack. You're gonna do it again. You'll probably do it again this stream.
Active 3X with a good questie saying, are we feeling like private space is going to overtake the ISS? Obviously the ISS. I mean, yeah.
At some point they're going to. I mean, that's just the natural progression of things right now between Axiom, Haven 1, and whoever else may come along. And also with what China's doing as well, it's going to happen at some point, especially if we don't have anything. What? EJ?
Nothing. No, I just said China.
What was that? China. Oh.
Yeah, sorry, I sneezed.
Yeah. Oh, bless you.
Gesundheit.
Bless you. Yeah, but
What?
What?
Did our camera just die?
No, it's probably better that way, because then, although we still have to hear you saying questies.
Dang it, Carson! Why'd you do it? Why'd you fix it?
What was broken?
Okay.
What did I miss?
Continue.
Anyway, Max, I mean, to play off what you said, I mean, you think that there's going to be a commercial low Earth market.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I do.
I'm not trying to be a stick in the mud here, but I mean, I am. But anyway, so
I'm not trying to be a stick in the mud here. Put sticks in mud here.
Come on,
but I am.
Something in the mud. Without NASA funding a commercial low Earth orbit destinations program and properly funding it, there's no where's the commercial market here? There's no commercial market here without NASA funding commercial low Earth orbit destinations. Is NASA going to contract missions to these space stations? Where's that program? Where's the commercial crew program to commercial stations? Right? Where's that? How's that going to work? How's all this going to come together? I think we could have a really tremendous low Earth orbit economy, but in order to really do that and mature the technologies that are needed, because clearly, I mean, look at all this stuff that's behind that we were just talking about a second ago. There's all this stuff that's behind. All these companies are planning on doing this. Sierra Space is planning upon maybe launching their space shuttle Dream Chaser one day, and Bigelow's already washed out, and we don't really see much progress from the people that are on the line are on the item line for like commercial low Earth orbit destinations because the program's been so underfunded. Without the capital investment from NASA in the commercial low Earth orbit program, there's really not going to be any commercial low Earth orbit economy, in my opinion, because what's the point? Why go up there? Now, I know what people are going to say. Well, like, oh, no, EJ, we could do all this other stuff, right? But nobody's, without the maturity of the systems, right? Like, reusable flight, for instance, like reusable launch vehicles and stuff. Without the maturity of some technologies to be able to access these space stations, you're not going to see much capital investment from private companies that are looking to like do on-orbit manufacturing, for instance, right? Like NASA needs to invest in this, and they need to mature this technology out to the point where it's basically an off-the-shelf technology, and it would make sense to have like a pharmaceutical research laboratory on orbit or something. Without NASA's capital investment to basically get these programs out and get them nice and stable, and have routine destinations with commercial low Earth orbit. With a commercial low Earth orbit destinations program, you're not going to have an economy. It's not going to happen. Other than maybe some tourists go into space every once in a while, but that's only for the ultra rich. That's not building out a low Earth orbit economy. That's not doing that.
So playing off of that point again, EJ, what would it take to change that for you? Like what do you see happening next?
What do you mean?
Like, so if that does become a reality at some point, if the capital is there to finally start expanding upon any sort of commercial endeavor in low Earth orbit before we head out to the moon or onto Mars, what do you think is next then? Like what do you think is next
after commercial low Earth orbit stuff?
Yeah, well, beyond the ISS. So on this topic, so beyond VAST, beyond Axiom, beyond what China is doing, like what do you think is next?
Okay, I'll get spicy. All right, here you go.
It's a flame trench.
It's gonna get a little picante.
Hey, Sawyer said the thing.
Yeah.
All right,
Wait,
so
is that the right word?
I don't know. Sure, it's fine.
See.
So, okay, commercial low Earth orbit destinations is fine, but so this, okay, guys, keep in mind this is not necessarily current event news. This is very much my opinion. People disagree with that, and that's totally fine. The whole point of this is to have a discussion, so I'm throwing this out there. Laugh at me if you want to. People are going to do it anyway. All right, so I think it would be prudent for NASA to go back to doing something similar to Skylab. That would be a good way to have a backup against your commercial endeavors, just in case. I'm talking about taking the EUS from SLS Block 1 and building out a dry workshop variant of said system. And the EUS with the universal stage adapter being built out into a huge open volume, or just even a module up there attached to the front, like a Halo module or something, with solar panels on it, and then use your EUS as a dry workshop. You don't, not even a wet workshop, just build out the hydrogen tank of the EUS for SLS into a habitable volume, and then have the airlock module in the front, and put a NASA docking system on the front of that, solar panels, etc., etc. From there, you could use that as a backup. You could use that as a backup against your commercial space stations, just in case. So NASA could keep buying commercial resupply and commercial crew contracts from SpaceX, from Starliner, if it does something, and from maybe even Dream Chaser, if it does something. Cygnus, though. Cygnus is like the cockroach of spacecraft. It's not going anywhere. On a long enough timeline, everything will evolve into Cygnus.
It's the crab. It's the crab thing, right? What is the name of the scientific principle where everything evolves into crabs? It's happened like 8 times over and over separately. Yep. But Cygnus is the crab. Yeah, you're right. You are right, EJ.
Everything comes
Cygnus
back to
is like the alligator. It's the alligator of spaceships.
It's
just
everything
peak
becomes
evolution.
a swan.
Yeah, right.
It's like when people are like, sharks have been around for longer than the North Star has been the North Star. It's like, yeah, that's Cygnus.
Exactly. So if NASA has their own, like I said, I was about to say a low-cost space station that's launching on SLS. So Basically, an updated low-cost dry workshop based off of the EUS. You're using already off-the-shelf stuff that we've paid for as taxpayers to put a space station up there, and then keep sending, commercial crew missions to it, keep the commercial orbital transport services program going, and keep pioneering that model, albeit on a much smaller scale. You're not working the entire ISS, right? You're working just a dry workshop that has a shelf life of 5 years. Build another one. That'll give SLS a bigger reason to exist. That'll give you a solid destination to back up against your commercial low Earth orbit destinations. You could even have commercial low Earth orbit destination customers attached to this thing, like what Axiom was going to do. That's a good model right there, but that is going to require a bump in funding for NASA, which, here's the real truth. Everybody wants to farm out stuff to commercial at NASA over the last 15 years, and that is just a really nice way of saying we're taking money away from NASA. Oh, look, we can do it for cheaper. Yeah, you can do it for cheaper. That's all. That's great. And now we don't have a spacesuit program in house. That's good. Look, we can do this for cheaper. All right. Now, keep in mind, SpaceX is the exception to this rule, but there are plenty of other commercial endeavors. Mars sample return.
Oh God!
I'm sorry, I was sneezing.
Bless you.
Yeah, you get some antihistamines. I'm worried about you.
Allergies and stuff.
It's all those sticks in the mud.
Yeah, the sticks in the mud.
Ouch, my sinus.
Ouch, my sinus. So, I mean, like I said, Max, what's my solution? That's the solution. NASA needs a low-ish cost program of space stations that they can keep paying people to go up and keep pioneering as many avenues into space on the commercial market as possible. Now, the space station modules are a good idea too. Like, there's no reason they can't do commercial low Earth orbit destinations, but as long as you're financing trips to space and capsules to get up into space and human-rated commercial space flight, then you can bolster out your space station program, your commercial space station program from there. That was the original plan with the ISS, but we were supposed to already have commercial space stations up there right now. Axiom was supposed to launch their first modules to the space station in 2022. That would have been a good idea, but now we're facing a stopgap. So guess what? Another beacon up there to basically help NASA bolster out not only commercial low Earth orbit destinations, but the ways to get to them is probably, that's my opinion. That's the way forward. I mean, keep in mind, this is all taking into account that Starship could just show up and absolutely crap on all these plans completely.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I was trying to be patient and not interrupt you, but
no, that's absolutely a thing. Like I'm saying, going at our current rate, completely discounting that Starship exists. If Starships exist, none of this is going to matter. But reusable Skylab. Starship could just be the space station. None of that matters.
But EJ, NASA is still working on space stations. They totally have Lunar Gateway that's absolutely going to fly. That's in work, so they're still focused on space stations.
Wires didn't weigh him. Sorry, really? Yeah, it must be going around.
Awful.
It's going down the line. It's somehow transferred through the boxes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's communicable. Hey, this light just died. I need to fix it because it's bothering me. It's just bothering me. But let's do. I think it's time to move on to the next topic. Sawyer, I think are you in the dock? Can you take the next one? I'm gonna fix this light. I'll be right back.
Yeah, the next one is actually scheduled for me anyway. So this is going to be a bit ironic because we are going to be talking about the West Coast and its attempt to catch up to the best coast, which is the East Coast.
Facts.
So, yeah, exactly. So they're trying, though. I'll give them credit. They are trying in that the new EIS, the environmental report that came out, the environmental impact statement, basically is clearing the way for SpaceX to launch 100 times from Vandenberg Space Force Base. And that includes Slick 4 East, which they currently launch from, and Slick 6. Which Slick 6 was originally going to be for Space Shuttle West Coast operations, but then Challenger happened. It then was given over to the Delta family, and with Delta 4 completely gone, SpaceX ended up taking it. So that pad we originally thought was just going to be, maybe they'll use that exclusively for Falcon Heavy. Well, it turns out that will end up being a multi-purpose pad, but that does include Falcon Heavy launches from the West Coast. Is there any desire for it right now? Not yet. Has anyone expressed interest in it? No. Are there any Falcon Heavy flights that we'll see this year at all from either coast? Probably not. But the option's there. And the most important is that they can continue to up their cadence of Falcon 9. In fact, there was actually some pushback from a environmental group in California that they voted, hey, we don't want 100 launches. But the Space Force, or the Air Force overseeing the Space Force said, ha, yeah, about that. We're the federal government. It's on federal land. It sucks to be you. So they will be doing the 100, which is split up with, I believe, 70 launches from Slick 4 East, and then 30 of them over from the Slick 6 side, with up to, I believe it was up to 11 Falcon Heavy launches. So there is an option. There you go. There's the full chart of it. Excuse me, 5 Falcon Heavy launches,
that's
11
awesome.
Falcon 9s. That's what it was, yeah. So that's what they're looking at for down the line. They also will have 2 landing pads set up over at Slick 6 so that they can do, there it is, so they can do the Falcon Heavy recoveries, and also just recoveries for Falcon 9 launches anyway. The other thing is that they will be building out new systems there, a new sort of horizontal integration facility. There was one already there that the Space Force was hoping that they would use, but they went with the alternative, which is SpaceX build their own. They're going to upgrade the pad there as well, so hopefully we'll see some of the newer transporter erector stuff finally. So yeah, more Falcon, more better, I guess, from the West Coast as they try and catch up to the amazingness that is the East Coast, because they've had 49 launches so far.
What was the topic? What are we talking
They've
about?
had 49 launches so far this year, by the way. I just want to point out from the West Coast.
Wait, no, you're doing the West Coast thing?
Yeah.
We went through it all
Like 6.
already, yeah, and I got to say that East Coast still best coast, and West Coast is trying to catch up.
No. West Coast, best coast. West Coast, best coast.
Man, look at how handsome I got in the top right box. Look at that. Look at me. I'm as handsome as Sawyer is right now. This is great. See? Oh yeah, look, I look great. This is awesome.
I don't know where to look. Just too many of me.
What is happening?
Well, I guess I'm on the East and West Coast of the box. That's what it was.
There you go. Hey, EJ.
What's up? Oh,
Hey.
yeah. All right, I'm back to being me. Whatever.
No, legitimately.
What is happening?
Slick 6.
Carson
Good
Phillips, by
Lord.
the way, producing today.
Slick 6 coming online is very exciting. It's very exciting. I'm trying. Yeah, no, what do you? It's not.
Dude,
What's wrong with you? I have to.
Have you looked at that EIS? They're massacring my boy. Look how
Fine.
look how
Fine.
they massacred my boy.
Fine. It's called progress. That's beautiful.
Look how they massacred my boy, Jack. I know it was you.
It was really
You
good. It's really good.
broke my heart, Jack.
You don't even have cotton balls in your mouth, and it sounds
That's
really
actually
good.
shockingly convincing.
Thank you.
No, but it's progress. Like I feel what you're saying. When you see something that looks a way that you love and it gets altered. I mean, I even had that with different versions of Falcon 9. When they switched to Block 5 Falcon 9 and they had that black interstage, I was like, ugh! And then like 2 months went by and I was like, I would see the old all-white Falcon 9 with the tic-tac-toe, arrangement of the engine. And now I see that and I go, ugh! So, it's just progress, baby.
I mean, I'll admit, I said, ew, the first time I saw that out on the pad in 2012. I was like, this is, after seeing Shuttle out of 39A, to then go over to 40 and see that was like, this is going to be the next rocket that we rely on? This is the future? This is horrible. Obviously, we see how that's gone now with the fact that we've had we're talking about 100 launches from Florida for Falcon and 49 from currently, and counting, from the West Coast.
It's crazy. I know what you mean.
So-
I'm just bumming to see. So, guys, I am a Slick 6 appreciator. Space Launch Complex 6 at Vandenberg Space Force Base was originally built for the Gemini Manned Orbiting Laboratory, which
Oh, I
is
forgot about that.
Well,
which is a nice way of saying a spy satellite with a capsule attached to the back.
I think they also would have done Dinosaur from there as well.
Yeah.
Why don't you just make it worse, Jack?
No,
And then-
my point, EJ, is I agree with you. Like
Yeah,
I
know.
Who am I if not a Slick 6 enjoyer?
Yeah, no, and so it was originally, you're not wrong. So from there, so they built out Gemini MOL and tested it a couple of times down at Slick 40, believe it or not, at the Cape, and then they promptly did nothing with it. And but in the late 70s, they started rebuilding Slick 6 into a space shuttle pad. So because the shuttle was supposed to replace all conventional launch vehicles, there would have been no point in trying to field any other launch vehicles because the shuttle achieving full like reusable system would have been way better. And they built out the pad in the early 80s, and the pad was complete and ready to go. They were doing pad deluge tests in December of 1985. And then in January 1986, Challenger happened, and they pulled out of the Air Force pulled out of the shuttle program
So
completely.
Close.
And
so close.
They promptly did nothing with it. I would like to add that it was $2 billion in 1980s dollars to build out Slick 6 for the shuttle and basically get it to 100% completion and then never use it. But it was used for Athena and then Delta IV, as Sora was saying later. It's just, I mean, guys, they're floating around on the internet. There's pictures of the shuttle at Slick 6 because they did a fitment test with Enterprise. And
if you are an NSF viewer, if you like spaceflight in any way, in any capacity, whether or not you're a shuttle fan, whether or not you care about the West Coast, it's a piece of history. Those fit check images that EJ is talking about that you can find are just, I'm sure there's a bunch on L2.
I was about to say, yeah, L2, our forums, especially in the paid section of it, there are some amazing things related to Vandenberg West Coast, which if you're not a member of L2, why? You just go into shop and become a member. As long as you have one of your free usernames, it's easy enough to get, and there's so many amazing photos and documents, especially of the shuttle program. Sorry, I just had to put a pimp in there because it's amazing.
No, you're good. It's
the photos that are in L2 of this are spectacular.
Anyway,
wait,
yeah, it's just.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. Yeah, L2 is amazing, guys. Some of the pictures on there of Slick 6. Anyway, even when they took Slick 6 and converted it over to Delta IV, like it still retained a lot of the shuttle integration buildings, so it still was cool. Like it still was awesome. But SpaceX is basically the nice way of saying it is that they're just wiping the slate clean and putting. Unceremoniously putting a reaction frame holder and a transporter erector in its place, and the hydraulics for the TE are going to be in one of the flame ducts for the SRBs, because if you think there's 3 shuttle main engines here, 2 SRBs here. Slick 6 originally had 3 flame diverters, right? 1 for each SRB and 1 for the shuttle engines. The ones for the shuttle engines, when Delta IV took the pad, they filled it in with concrete, which, all right. And Delta IV was using the 2 SRB diverters. SpaceX is going to mount, like if Delta IV was like this with the 3 cores, SpaceX is turning the whole thing sideways, and they're going to use one of the SRB flame ducts for their hydraulics and stuff for the TE. And they're only going to use 1 SRB flame diverter for Falcon and Falcon Heavy, which is, look how they massacred my boy. Hey,
I hear you.
Jack,
I'm not saying you're wrong.
You're right. No, you're right. Like, I get it. It's just, and I'd rather see the pad used rather than not, but all the cool shuttle integration buildings and all the cool diverters and everything that were part of Slick 6, well, yeah.
See, that's why East Coast, West Coast, because they're taking great pads and destroying them over there.
I agree. I think one thing that we really have to look forward to potentially from Slick 6 is Falcon Heavy with the extended fairing.
Yeah,
that which we haven't seen yet.
The spooky NRO fairing.
The spooky NRO, Space Force, DoD, whatever fairing, which we have yet to see. We've seen it, but we think it was going through some vibe testing over at Slick 40 because we saw it there on plenty of flyovers.
Did you say
last year?
Testing?
Vibe testing. Yeah, I can't say it without stuttering, EJ. Shh. Yeah, so we've seen shuttle on top of the full stack testing. We full stack testing with shuttle. It's not full stack, but you know what I mean. And Delta IV, and I think seeing Falcon Heavy there with the longer fairing, I think is going to be the next step.
It's going to be metal.
It's going to be metal. Not quite as metal as Delta IV, but also SpaceX has a way of massacring Delta IV launch pads, but this time for a very different vehicle
Yeah.
over on the other coast, which we will talk about later.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But here's the question.
Honestly, go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was going to say, I have a question. Will we ever actually see Falcon Heavy fly? Hi, Jake. Will we ever actually see Falcon Heavy fly from the West Coast? What need is there? Right now, there's not even a need for Falcon Heavy on the East Coast, which is the only place it can currently launch from. There's probably not going to be a single Falcon Heavy launch this year.
I don't think they would invest the money if they didn't expect to have a customer for it. But
I thought it was because it was a deal with the Air
question.
Force that they had to kind of do it.
It's part of
Space
the
Force
launch.
still has, the Space Force still has plenty of interest in it, and they still have contracts left to fill. And that's also what we saw from Delta IV Heavy is like it only ever flew, basically with the exception of the Parker Solar Probe, I think, it only ever flew classified DoD.
The Orion test.
Yeah, and the Orion test, right. But a vast majority of its customer base and its flight regime was government payloads, and that may end up becoming, or Falcon Heavy may become a stopgap for that for the Space Force once they realize Falcon 9 isn't maybe powerful enough to fly with what they need it to. In between then and when Starship becomes finally commercially viable. So, and because it might be a stopgap, you might not see it fly off.
What gets me is not even like will Falcon Heavy fly from Slick 6? It's like, dude, Starbase. They were originally going to fly Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy from Starbase. All the original EISs, Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy from Starbase. Did they ever actually get close to flying Falcon Heavy from Starbase? No. You know what they are flying from Starbase? That thing. This thing right here.
Right.
That was like 2 days ago. Or a number of days ago. It's all a blur.
That's my exact thought with that, Jack. That's my exact thought.
So
the fact
a number of days ago.
Why are they putting all the effort into Falcon Heavy when they're literally phasing it out to go to everything Starship? Starship West
it's like a
Coast would be
regulatory
cool.
crawl, walk, run. You how do you get to biggest rocket? You get an EIS for medium biggest rocket. It's like I don't know. It's part of the process.
But then you have to
It's
build
like what we
up
saw happen here.
infrastructure for said medium rocket that could be time being spent building big rocket stuff. Because now
That's true.
I mean, yeah, it's great that you have the ability to launch 25 Falcon 9s from there and 9 Falcon Heavies, but you're building a brand new Falcon integration building. You're building all the brand new pad infrastructure for Falcon, which is totally different from all the Starship infrastructure. To me, that makes no sense.
Let me just ask this. With the discussion where we started talking about how there was the NIMBYs that didn't want 100 launches out of Vandy, do you think just 100 Falcon 9 launches, like that much of a stink was put up? Do you think if they went straight to launching Starship from Vandenberg that they would have an easier time? I think it would be a harder time.
Here's the thing. The Air Force literally said to that group, sucks to be you, we're the federal government, this is on federal land, deal with it.
Yeah, I get it. I don't think we're going to see Starship from Slick 6 super soon, to be clear, but I hope and dream that that'll happen someday. And we have a poll in chat. Prime Slick 6, Shuttle Slick 6, Falcon Slick 6, ULA Slick 6, or Starship Slick 6. Shouldn't also Boeing Slick... I don't know if we can have that many options. I'm going to go with Starship. I'm obviously clicking Starship Slick 6, even though that doesn't exist.
Starship.
Oh, you're okay. All right. Is that what we're doing? Should I point it out? Should I point out when you stutter? EJ, peak Slick 6. I assume you're going to go with Shuttle?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good
Dude,
answer.
it's not just the shuttle. Like, I'm not saying that just because it's like, oh, shuttle from Slick 6. I love the shuttle. I don't just glaze the shuttle all day. If you look at how Slick 6 was going to the reason why I like it so much is because Slick 6 was really a pad that was built for the space shuttle and the space shuttle only. I mean, technically it was built for Gemini MNO, but it is what a launch pad for the space shuttle that doesn't use a VAB for Saturn V's and doesn't use a mobile launcher platform that was designed for Saturn V's. I mean, where the shuttle flew from 39A and 39B was all retrofitted from the Saturn V. Slick 6 is a purpose-built shuttle launch pad, and it is beautiful. It was. It's probably gone now. The way they had it set up could allow for very quick transfer of payloads, vertical, horizontal integration, all in one spot. No 2.5 mile, 0.5 mile an hour crawler transporter crawl. You build the shuttle right on the pad. The orbiter processing facility is a quarter mile away. The payload processing facility is literally on the launch pad, right? And the payload changeout room, which is basically the shuttle's rotating service structure, but it's not rotating. It just goes back and forth. It goes through the integration building to get to the shuttle. Like the way that pad was set up, I firmly believe could have brought shuttle launch costs down alone, just because the pad infrastructure is that much more well thought out, because it's not retrofitted Saturn V. You know, like it's a purpose-built shuttle pad, which is it's so cool, man. It's a bummin' we never got to see anything from there. But I will say, Falcon Heavy will be cool. Falcon Heavy from there will look pretty awesome.
Heck yeah! I mean, I see where you're coming from. I do not mean to be like you're wrong. It's a beautiful purpose, like, but yeah.
No, dude.
Slick
I mean,
6.
like I said, go to L2 or go to a quick Google search of Slick 6 1985. You'll see a picture of Enterprise with 2 inert SRBs and an external tank there, and
yeah, dude, it's hollowed ground. It's hollowed ground. This is a picture I took before a Delta IV or after. It looks like after because it's not there. There's no rocket there. It's a picture I took after the launch.
No, it's just camo.
Yeah, it's an NRO stealth Delta IV heavy.
Jack, if you see in that picture, you know, you have the rail lines for the shuttle assembly
mobile
building,
access structure.
And then there's 2 inner sets of rail lines. Carson, if you want to flip back over that picture, there's 2 inner sets of rail lines. That was for what's called a PCR, a payload changeout room. They basically took the rotating service structure from 39A and 39B and put it on rails and made it move through the shuttle assembly building to the stack where they could vertically integrate a payload into the shuttle. So instead of like the rotating service structure at 39, like rotating into position, this thing moved from the payload changeout room to the stack, and it could move back and forth, and it can move inside of the shuttle assembly building, so you could integrate payloads without anybody seeing what you're moving around, which is, oh man, it's so cool.
Yeah, unlike the show, it was on the rails.
Cool.
It was on the unlike this show, you're right. And SpaceX is ripping up all those.
We're still
rails,
on rails
man.
at this point.
Did it get better? Are the rails better? Are we better now? I made it worse by asking live, but are the rails better now?
I don't know.
Well,
Chris,
here's the thing also, by the way, someone in chat made a really good point, because it's supposed to be ready to fly infrastructure in 2026. The problem is that, given the fact they have to build everything from scratch at Slick 6, including the HIF, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see that till 2027, but in all honesty, we will probably never see it because of the fog.
Wow.
Wow, Sawyer.
Wow.
All right, here we have a special picture we're going to show that we were just talking about. One of the many beautiful pictures from Vandenberg when they were doing those fit checks for the shuttle program. But we're not ready. You're not ready, chat. I don't see hype in chat. This is one of the spaceflight images of all time. All right, Carson, we can show the image. You have to be ready. I hope you're ready. Oh, and the other light died.
No.
oh,
Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. EJ, go off, bud. This is you.
So the mobile service tower's on the right. The building that says USAF on it is the shuttle assembly building. You can the mobile service tower and the SAB can kind of combine together. They lock in and they form a covered hangar over the launch pad. And then that whole thing on the far left with the red truss section, that whole thing moves. It moves through the assembly building up to the shuttle and actually integrates. Like, dude, if NASA just built this instead of like retrofitting, well, I mean, I suppose it was cheaper to retrofit the Complex 39, but you could seriously get the cost of shuttles down just because everything is right there. Like, you don't have to pull that from over there. You don't have to pull it from the VAV. It's 2.5 miles away. You don't need to maintain crawler transporters. Ain't none of that.
So wild looking at this image and being like, I've put cameras there. I've put cameras there. I've put cameras there. I've put cameras there. One time they let me put cameras over there. Like, it's pretty cool. And like, look at this is, oh my God, it's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Like I said, it's so hollowed ground.
It's so good.
And so we're gonna see Falcon 9 from here, and a lot of the structures and everything like we've been talking about are going to be removed. So it will look different. But oh my God, look what they took from us. Remember what they took from us.
Oh yeah.
No, this is when EJ needs to go. Look how they like do it again, EJ.
Look how they massacred my boy.
So good. So good.
Oh,
Well, hopefully we, as part of the road to Starship becoming operational and changing everything, we hope, maybe we'll get Starships out of Slick 6 someday. But either way, good to see progress being made with that pad, not just sitting around. I mean, it's the same as the Space Shuttle main engines from, flying on SLS. It's like, on the one hand, yeah, they're going to be destroyed in the process. On the other hand, they still get to do the thing they're supposed to do. Like, come on. All right, I'll stop. I'll get off my high horse. But I do want to thank people for the support, because we haven't done that in like 40 minutes because we got on a Slick 6 train. So let's do that. Active 3X, always be trenching with a super. Thank you, Active X. You know what? I'm going to be a real person.
clip it to your
while I do
beard.
this. Look at that. Oh, hey, I could do that.
Please don't.
Oh God. Oh God.
All right, so this probably ruined the levels. No, I'll stop.
That's silly.
Me? Silly?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Oliver Redmond, thank you for the support. Say if I was going weightless somehow, I would probably vomit all over the place.
I still have
You
my
gotta-
empty
you gotta-
vomit bag as proof. Just saying.
King. You have to practice strategic dehydration and strategic. You have to eat strategically. I think
Yes.
it's like
Dehydration?
strategic dehydration is actually valuable when flying in jets for long periods of time.
Really?
I mean, you don't want to be actually dehydrated, but
Well, I
Yeah.
wasn't
moving
it was
right along.
It was a very simple, easy breakfast that they gave us beforehand too.
Right.
It was intentionally designed to be, like cereal, little simple,
Right.
not heavy stuff.
Steak and eggs is delicious. It's also a low residue breakfast that is common among fighter pilots. Moving on.
Mhm.
At least I'm told. I'm not a fighter pilot.
and also astronauts.
Well, yeah, astronaut. Yeah, right stuff. Hey, it's steak and eggs. The right stuff is steak and eggs for breakfast if you're flying into space. We should get a steak and eggs sponsorship. Skylar, is there a company that just makes steak and eggs? It's like a direct to door, like you open the box every week.
Steak
and
and eggs direct.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
yeah.
Sharks.
Sponsored by
this is our, we're asking for a 20% equity stake for
Space delivery. Space.
yeah, from space. Yeah.
Point to
Get
point
sponsored by
point
Waffle
delivery
House.
steak
There
and
we
eggs.
go. Or Cracker Barrel
Star
or
Steak.
something.
Okay,
Oh.
Skylar, thank you for the support.
If we're
$20
sponsored
super.
by Waffle House, can we fight each other? I
Yes.
wanna
Yes.
Ding,
fight. I really wanna
right.
fight.
I do
really
sort
wanna
of,
fight
I
Jack.
do sort of think there's merit in Fight Club. EJ, I would spar with you. I'm not even joking. I
Alright,
feel like that would be fun. I would be laid out in 20 seconds or less, probably like 2 seconds, but it would be fun. I like sparring. I've I suck, but I like it.
I just run over everyone's toes and I insta win.
Okay, all right.
All right. Well, now we know. You shouldn't have told us your. That's like when Dan talks about his secret compound. It's like, dude, you don't talk about it because now we all know. Oh, I talked about. Sorry, what were we gonna say? Moving on.
This is going to be a rebut for Sawyer. So all Sawyer has to do is run over your toes, correct? All you have to do is just put a broom handle in his wheels.
I was gonna say wear
Boom,
steel
problem
toed
solved.
boots, but all right.
Max has
I
threatened
mean
this
that
before.
that
it
also
became-
that also works too. Annoyingly,
Max has
Skylar and
threatened this.
Amarillo. I'm trying so hard. Skylar and Amarillo says movie studios will be the quickest way to create a commercial presence in space that will grow to enabling other industries to follow. Maybe. I hope so. But also isn't there's been multiple production companies that have paid, Roscosmos at all
Yep.
for access to space it hasn't happened yet. That'd be great. I'd
They
love
made
that.
an ISS
like-
movie.
Right. EJ, you scoffed. Would you care to
No,
elaborate on your scoffing?
I scoffed because I misunderstood the question. I was like, movie studios? No, just launch it into space. Oh.
Right. Kubrick didn't fake the moon landing. Get out of here with that malarkey. Thank you, Skylar. Eric Frazier, who's that? Who's Eric?
I don't know.
Eric, you
Who's
shouldn't have
on
left.
first?
You missed out on the Save Dan shirts. Like, come on. Hyper exclusive. Eric, thank you for the support, man. They say, just walked through the door after my long trip home. Thanks to all the NSF crew for taking an already extraordinary experience to another level. Also, save Dan. Hi, Dan. Yeah, for real, save Dan. Okay, a lot of people have been asking, what's going on with Dan? Dan had a small ouchie. He's perfectly okay. It's a small ouchie. But we are, we're just showing our support. We want him to get through the ouchie.
It was rather badly placed ouchie, dare I say.
Save Dan.
Save Dan.
Chat,
Hashtag save Dan.
Can we get some love in chat, like, for Dan? Like, what a good guy. I hope he is back fixing all of our broken things, because he is the fixer, very soon. But yeah, let's get some love in chat for Dan. That's the whole Save Dan thing. Dan had an ouchie. We love Dan. Also, side note, completely unrelated to that, we do have Abe Froman, the Sausage King,
The one and only
of Chicago, in chat today. Thank you, Abe, so much. I do believe, no, we don't have, I thought we had a super chat from Abe.
we did earlier, I think.
Oh, we already hit it.
Yeah.
Okay. The only Alan, thank you for the support. They say West Coast, Best Coast, East Coast, Beast Coast, Third Coast, Third Coast. I'm glad I could help. No comment. Borg Terraformers, thank you for the support. They say SpaceX can send a Starship to Mars or Moon without refueling in orbit by utilizing part of its payload capacity for additional propellant. If they don't send a few Starships to Mars in 2026 for valuable data, then why not? Buddy, only SpaceX knows how to do what they're going to do, and I'm sure they got some smart people working on it. Mr. Fluffy, thank you for the support. They say, why don't we just skip Falcon Slick 6 and do Slick 6 Starship? I mean, that's kind of what Sawyer, your point was, right? It would be kind of nice if we just cut out the middle rocket.
I don't think the government wants a stopgap in being able to launch spy satellites. Personal opinion.
Take a month or two to upgrade, Slick 4 East and go from there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to disagree with that, but also Department of Defense or something.
I mean, is part of it like just pad redundancy? Like, well, we could probably all do it from Slick 4, but hey, we have 2 pads on both coasts. So if we have a catastrophic oopsie, much like Dan, then, we're fine.
Well, yes and no, Jack. I mean, the launch services agreement from the National Security Space Launch Contract, it calls for what's called assured access to space. So always have multiple ways to do the same thing, because you do not want, ironically, what happened to Slick 6 in the shuttle program. After the Air Force pulled out of the shuttle program, they had ramped down Titan 3. They ramped down Titan 3, and they had no way to launch spy satellites into space from basically 1986 to 1988. There was no way to launch into space. So the Air Force is always going to take 2 ways because of redundant dissimilar architecture. NASA borrows that principle with commercial, well, I was going to say with commercial crew, but...
Ouch.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Fix the dang thing. I'm not even gonna be. I'm like, dude, it's been like over a decade. Come on now. But
no disagreements here.
That's the whole idea that and that's what the original Evolved Expendable Launch Vehicle program, the EELV program in the late '80s gave us, which gave us Titan 4 originally, and then EELV moved to Delta 4 and Atlas 5, and now
is Delta 2 part of that?
To an extent, yeah. Delta 2 was really more used by NASA, but the Delta 2 did launch a lot of GPS. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, to an extent, yeah.
But also, you're talking totally different orbits. I get having
right
2 pads there is one thing, but just saying, for East Coast versus West Coast redundancy, you also have polar launch capabilities from Florida. So the launch corridor.
Is Falcon Heavy cleared for that launch corridor?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think it's just Falcon 9
I don't think it
right
is
now.
yet. No, it would take a lot to get Falcon Heavy certified for that.
Will it? I don't know.
I genuinely I don't know. I mean, it all depends on what we don't know what Space Force payloads are coming up, or even what they are, or where they're going, because we're not meant to know.
But I wanna.
But I know. It's like any bit of classified info. Like, I want to know. I know I can't, but I wanna.
Alex in the back channel. Falcon Heavy Center Core lands in Cuba. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we shouldn't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
I mean,
pretty
sure you can land there, but is it coming back from there?
Anyway,
I don't think we need to do that.
Yeah, let's move on. I'm going to keep thanking some people. Active 3X again with another super. They say, I know we have seen Starlink in the cargo hold, but what are we seeing for commercial launches for Starship? Buddy, that's way out. They're purpose building the entire payload bay to Starlink for now. So we'll see. TechRan, what's up, dude? They say they still need Falcon and Falcon Heavy. Falcon seems to have no limit for launches in a year. Starship does. It's interesting because in some ways, true. In some ways, Starship is so large that it's going to get to a point that in order for Starship to achieve its goals, the infrastructure in the United States is going to have to change. I mean, the title of this show on YouTube is like The Road to V3. Like, there will need to be infrastructure changes in the United States to support Starship's planned cadence. I think last year, it might have been Berger at ours, did an article, and he said it's like 4 Starship launches in one day would consume all of the liquid oxygen manufacturing capability of the United States. That's 4 Starship launches in one day. So, I mean, 2 a week, you're probably already being one of, if not the largest consumer of liquid oxygen in the United States. So then you extrapolate like, okay, what if we did 2 from Florida, 2 from here in Starbase, and you're trying to do that multiple times a week? There's not enough liquid oxygen to go around. Then that's one aspect of the logistical chain. But we'll get there. And so in some ways, Starship is almost too big. So I guess Starship does kind of have a limit for launches in a year. Not just in paperwork and regulatory wise, but like logistically until the rest of the world catches up.
Is LOX the only bottleneck there, Jack? Because
I don't know. That's the one, dude. That's the one I remember, and I could be remembering it wrong. It could be methane and not LOX. But there was 4 launches a year. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't remember. Like, I'm sure there's other bottlenecks. Like, there's nitrogen involved, there's helium involved, there's methane involved, of course, and there's also other consumables that I probably don't know or haven't thought of. And all of that, A, here has to get trucked in, and B, has to get manufactured somewhere. Why do you think they're building an ASU plant here in Starbase, in addition to one like right up the road in Brownsville? Because they need that capacity. They desperately need it. Anyway, hi.
EJ looks perplexed.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what else there could be. The air separator seems to solve most of your problems. You can get nitrogen from that. You can get liquid oxygen from that. You can get CO2 from that. You can get a bunch of stuff from it. Like,
I think trucking in water and trucking in methane at that point become your bottlenecks.
You can get water from that too. I'm just saying.
And then also, where's all the electricity for that come from? Because remember back way in the original programmatic environmental assessment, they were going to have a power plant, like a power generating facility at the pad, in order to support desal and AirSep, which is wild. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But it's an interesting question from TechRan, or statement, I guess, that took me down this rabbit hole.
Just keep burning RS-25s and you'll get free water.
I mean, also yes.
I like the way you think.
Also yes. Like you watch like a survival video. It's like, oh, if you're ever in a life raft, if you suspend like a tarp, it'll like catch the water, and you can catch the water as it drips down the tarp. No. If you're ever in a life raft, just fire up your RS-25. Free water.
Free water and a fast ride home.
And a fast ride home, hopefully. Yeah. Duh, idiots in the life raft. Okay. Ryan JB. Yeah. Ryan, thank you for the support. They say 6'7". That's all. I'm so old. Steve Kalovic, thank you for the support. Yeah, I didn't do the hand thing. Sorry, I'm old. I just saw Tron, Ares in 3D, and Max and Jack are giving me flashbacks. Great movie, by the way. Why are we giving them? Oh, because it's 3D, because we look the same, because we're both the same person.
I guess.
My beard's...
If you cross your eyes, they become one person.
My beard's fuller.
Fuller?
Fuller.
Okay.
Shaped.
It's better shape. Bideford, thank you for the super chat. They say, yeah, finally on watching my favorite Friday night show. Thank you, Bideford. You, Space Pope, all the regulars, thank you all for hanging out and supporting what we do on this goofy little show called The Flame Trench. And side note, if this is your first time ever watching this show, it's usually not this wild, but it's pretty wild. But if you want the straight space news, the normal facts, you can watch This Week in Spaceflight. That always also happens on Friday. So This Week in Spaceflight coming up.
Also, it absolutely is. It is this wild.
Yeah.
Well, this is also post Starship launch Flame Trench, where it's like rules are only suggestions really at this point. It's like road lines while driving in the snow, like just suggestions.
That's not how that works.
Kind of.
No.
I have so many.
No, in fact, if you
about
drive
your
off the road.
record.
Yeah, Sawyer. Sawyer, go.
Go, Sawyer.
No, I just said I have so many questions about your driving record. That was all.
Oh, it's great actually, but I grew up in the Midwest. But it's more playing off of a bit from Whose Line Is It Anyway back in the early days, where it's like welcome to driving in the winter, where the lanes are made up and the laws don't matter.
I went to school in Syracuse, New York. I've driven in heavy snow, and that you still follow the road rules.
If you want.
NSF abides by all traffic laws, everyone. I just thought I'd say that right now.
Yeah, no, exactly. Thank you, EJ.
Please.
Hey, I cleared the support. Thank you all for the support. Let's move on to our next topic.
Oh, look at this Apple store. I mean, vast control room.
There's not enough brushed stainless for it to be an Apple store. Continue.
So Vast actually released new pictures of their now functioning mission control for their space station module. We were talking about this a little bit earlier on the on Flame Trench. Dude, they're making strides. I didn't see anybody else's space station mission control except for NASA right now, but it does look like an Apple store. Why does it look like an Apple store, Jack?
It do.
You're the Apple guy. Why is it like that?
Because that's the aesthetic. Apple establishes an aesthetic, and then everyone else follows that lead. It's like, oh, we're going to do Helvetica and Swiss design, and then everyone else does it. Oh, we're going to do metals and not plastics, and everyone else does it. Remember when they did the iMac, like the original Bondi Blue iMac? And then for like the next 5 to 10 years, every consumer electronic had like semi-translucent blue plastic on it for some reason. Remember that? I don't know why it happens, EJ, but it happens. They're the trendsetter. They are. Just deal with it.
Those monitor mounts are pretty fire, I'm not going to lie.
Alex made a really
so
good
clean.
point. When Das was there with Dee for the taking a look at Vast, they pointed out in the construction area, the room of where they were building mission control. And now it is fully up and functioning. That is just a couple months that it went from a complete and total construction site to done. That's amazing. If you go back and watch the video, you'll see the point where they talk about it.
I'll be honest with you
the
guys.
speed with which they're moving is impressive.
Oh,
Go ahead,
dude,
EJ. Be honest.
there's no doubt. There's no doubt that they're moving fast. But I'll be honest with you, dude, Jack. There is something to say for this aesthetic. It's not bad, and I'm not hating on Vast, but I like the dimly lit night themed mission control, dark themed mission control. If we're gonna call it that, like
You're a dark mode guy. I get it.
dark mode, man. Like Rocket Lab or something. SpaceX has dark mission control room. Like. I don't
mean,
know
if we want to get,
I don't know
if we want to get philosophical with it, like the reason when you go to a movie theater, the surround on the screen, it's not white, it's not red, it's black, because your eye in a scene or in a when you're looking at something, your eye naturally goes to the brightest thing in a scene. So if you have the Apple-esque all white mission control, just there's too many flashy things. The dark mode mission control, because all you're going to see is the necessary information. No flashy, like brushed metal reflecting as a light in your. No, I'm with you. I agree. That's my weird Jack way of saying I agree.
So 10 months, and also they have Chris B's soundboard on the desk in that photo too.
That's awesome.
They do. They do. There's also one right here next to me. But no, I'm not saying it's bad.
They covered the
I
label
just,
of it, but yeah.
Now I will say they did do it right. Proper
please
mission
don't press that, Max.
Proper mission control has a false floor. You can see the false floor in the footage right there. False floor to keep all your wiring nice and clean. That's why if you look at the Apollo mission control room, there's no wires around. It's got a false floor and a false ceiling. Launch control, mission control, that's done right. I will say that. That's awesome. It's pretty freaking cool.
Also, I'm being yelled at by Kevin.
Again,
it was 10 months, not just a couple of months, which still kind of counts in my book. But anyway, yeah, that still was that 3 months ahead of their planned schedule.
Not bad.
And chat saying, but do you also want ashtrays at every workstation? Ashtrays and coffee, baby.
And peanuts?
Yes, absolutely. You know, I got to interview Charlie Duke a little while back at in my travels, and I said, what did mission control smell like? He said, coffee and smokes. I'm like, all right.
Check Charlie Duke, probably also sweat, but that's not the polite thing to say.
Yeah, Charlie Duke was the Capcom capsule communicator when Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon, and then went to the moon himself on Apollo 16. Yeah, I was like, smell like coffee and smokes, huh? He's like, yep. I'm like, I'm here for it. I like that pool hall smell. I like that. Let's go. Let's do it. Sounds great. No, Abe, it didn't smell like sausage. Sorry.
Abe Froman.
The
it's what an
Sausage King of Chicago, Jack.
But that's all that
So
guy's
good.
talking about in chat. I feel like he needs to be banned if he keeps talking about sausage and not content.
No, why would we do that? No, why would we do that? We welcome the Sausage King of Chicago.
We
in
do,
chat.
but I have to say, EJ's impression there sounded just like
It
Harry
did.
Carey. Like, just like Harry Carey.
No, I bet EJ could do a good Harry Carey. That was not Harry
EJ,
Carey.
do you know who Harry Carey is?
Does EJ
Yeah,
know?
Cubs
who
win.
I'm just
Harry Carey is?
asking.
Cubs win. That's great.
All right, good.
That actually sounds like the Will Ferrell
Max!
impression of Harry Carey more than Harry
If
Carey.
you,
but yeah.
if you were as a hot dog and you were stuck in the desert, would you eat yourself?
That was pretty good.
It's literally Will Ferrell doing Harry Carey on
Right.
SNL. Anyway,
Jack, this is Sergeant Peterson, Chicago Police.
you realize like when I'm trying to sleep in the morning after having been streaming at like 2 or 3 a.m. and it's like I don't know 9 or 10 and I'm just on the cusp of being awake, and then Dan is out here trying to wake me up. I'm Cameron. I become Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I'm in my bed and I can hear Dan trying to wake me up, and I'm like,
I can hear him
Like,
calling.
he's just gonna call me. He's gonna keep calling me. Anyway, save Dan. Save Dan.
Don't make me feel guilty.
I'll
I'll go.
Yeah, I'm Cameron. Turns out. Next, should we do questions? What do you want to do? You want to do next topic? Questions? Who am I? Who are
That
you?
was just breaking news. We should probably move on to the next topic.
Next topic, Sawyer, go.
Who's gonna fix the news?
Who's gonna what?
I'll take
You
care
are.
of it. Let me go get my wrench.
Thanks, EJ. Sawyer, next topic.
I don't know what's happening, but I do know that Orion took a little stroll last night. Orion has been at the Kennedy Space Center getting its launch escape system and its fairing shroud and everything set up around it. And as you can see, there is that launch escape system on the top, and there is the fairing around it. And inside that is the Orion capsule that will take humans back to the moon for the first time in more than 50 years. It finally rolled over into the vehicle assembly building. So I don't know about anyone else, but for me, this finally feels real. We've been talking about it for years, the crewed flight, and it feels like the pace has picked up a lot. The crew's been out there talking more. It arrived at KSC. It's now rolling out to the VAB, into the VAB, and if what they did for Artemis 1 is any kind of timeline, we are probably a week or less away from a full stack of SLS. Up to this point, the solid rocket boosters have been stacked in the VAB. The center core has been stacked. The upper stage is stacked. Everything is there except the Orion capsule. And last night, you could see it was rolled out. So we should soon see a full stack, and then potentially in the next month, maybe, if we're lucky, get to see it roll out and start doing testing at the pad before a launch around February they're aiming for, but no later than April.
Cool.
I love this.
Just want to point out
That's
how
absolutely wild.
weird that actually
That's
looks. Just
absolutely
the
wild.
launch abort system just moving across with the building. I'm sorry, that's OSB 1 in the foreground. That's pretty funny.
It was.
The best was, when it pops out from behind the building, also it's just like, hello, like it's like from Mrs.
So,
Doubtfire.
excuse me,
"Hello."
pardon me, coming through. Just don't mind me. Yeah. But yeah, this is one of the last real milestones that NASA has to complete before the Artemis 2 launch campaign can really continue. Once this is fully stacked, it might be about a month, no, maybe 2 to 4 weeks of final vehicle checkouts before everything can be cleared to roll out of High Bay 3 in the vehicle assembly building at the Kennedy Space Center. And ideally, under ideal conditions, that should be the one and only rollout. So pending any major issues with the goodness gracious, the FTS or the flight termination system, or anything going on with the Orion capsule itself, only one rollout should be required. And obviously, they still have to go through a full wet dress rehearsal to make sure. Yeah, no, cross your fingers, cross everything. Yeah, they have to go through a full wet dress rehearsal to ensure that the vehicle and also the pad systems are clear and checked out for operation. Which, of course, we saw what happened with the Artemis 1 launch campaign with the multiple leaks and multiple wet dress rehearsals and multiple launch
Where's
attempts.
the leak, ma'am? Finland.
I got the wrench. Where is it? Put me on the red team.
It is, just saying.
EJ can fix many leaks with that.
Yep.
But yeah, ideally only one rollout for SLS. The jury's still out, mate, whether or not that'll happen. I've been talking with a few people actually about that topic in particular, and it's like, okay, when the Artemis 2 launch campaign is either going to go really smoothly, or it's going to be just as turbulent as Artemis 1 with the multiple wet dress attempts, the multiple rollouts and rollbacks, and taking months to launch. It's either going to have that happen, or it's going to launch within the first like 1 or 2 attempts. Like it to me, this is just my opinion. There's going to be next to no middle ground there. So here, EJ, what do you guys think? Am I like on the ball with that, or am I kind of just not?
Hey, don't straddle the line. Is it going to go bad or is it going to go good, Max? Pick one. Commit.
I don't.
Oh, pick one.
Yeah, Alex.
If I have to.
Oh, you got to pick one.
I have to pick one.
He's got to pick one. You're on the spot. Pick one.
I think if there's going to be 1 or 2 wet dress attempts, because I don't think anything is going to go as planned on the first try, because hydrogen. But if they can get a wet dress nailed down within the first 1 or 2 attempts, I think finding a launch date and actually launching on the first try is not out of the question. So I think I'm probably like 70-30 that'll happen.
I think it'll be fine. I think it'll go just fine. I think they're not going to screw around because crew. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yep. You heard it here first. October 17th, 2025. I think it's going to go. I think it's going to go off without a hitch.
Wow.
I hope so.
I mean, I feel like I should be the dissenting opinion, even though I kind of agree with you guys, but I will point out the fact, and you mentioned it, EJ, this is a crew flight. They will not mess around. The tolerances that they may have kind of let go for Artemis 1, they're not going to do that for Artemis 2 with people who are going to be on a free return trajectory around the moon. That's a huge deal. And we're not talking like, ISS, safety net, or they can get back quick. That's Apollo 13 style if something goes wrong. So I feel like they're going to be a little more cautious than they probably should be, but that's not a bad thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see it closer to March or April rather than February, because they won't mess around with a minor issue. They will fix said issue rather than just going with it.
See, like completely selfishly, I'm hoping that they end up delaying till April, because that is when the launch window moves into daylight. It's a completely selfish opinion, but that is just where I stand. Jack was there for Artemis 1. We all saw how brilliant SLS is launching at night and how bright those SRBs are, really. It was spectacular. But we've seen that already. So an April launch date at some point, whether it be early morning or midday or afternoon, would be the absolute best all around, I think, for telling this story. Am I off the cuff here, Jack? What do you think?
You're so off. No, you're right.
Wouldn't be the first time.
I cannot believe you are. Yeah, no, you're right.
Also,
did
someone
you
made a
guys
good
hear
point.
what he? No, he's right.
Also, someone made a good point. Can we go back to the store if it's a free return? Because $4 billion's a little much.
Wow.
No, but you can out in Viewerland if you want some sweet merch. Like, hey, check it out. Flight 10 stickers. They exist. Shop.nasaspaceflight.com. Haha.
Aha.
Oh, it's right there. Oh, dude, Carson was on the ball for that one.
Flight 11 stuff, too.
What just happened?
I don't know.
We still have the Flight 11 collection, especially after all the Starship stuff, for sure. And you may not be able to get the Save Dan shirt on shop.nasaspaceflight.com, but you can get this awesome human spaceflight shirt. Which, by the way, EJ, your stream title is wrong calling it manned spaceflight. It's either crew spaceflight or, like the shirt says, human spaceflight. Fix it.
No, I don't think I will.
No.
Okay.
Nice.
But fix yourself up with some gear. It's really actually comfortable.
No
Heck
doubt.
Yeah. No, the Save Dan shirts were a one-off that happened 3 hours ago.
Literally. Off the cuff, like, in the moment idea that Jack had, and we're on it.
How do you get those printed so quickly?
I have my ways, Sawyer. I have my ways.
We have our ways of getting our gear to you very quickly as well. Shop.nasaspaceflight.com, but come on.
You know, when a team member has an ouchie, we're all there for them.
How come there was never
What?
a Save Sawyer shirt? I literally did flame trenches stuck in bed after hospital stays, and I never got a shirt.
I'd wear a
Haven't
Save
been there to make you a
Save Sawyer shirt. I'd do that.
I would wear a Save Sawyer shirt. I'm sorry, dude. I haven't been there. You haven't been here. I haven't been able to be like, I'm gonna make a shirt and surprise Sawyer with it live on air.
We literally
like,
were on the flame trench while I was
throw
stuck in
firecrackers at
bed.
But you have yet to come to Starbase.
What does that have anything
got
to
you
do
there.
with?
'Cause
Jack
Dan's
hasn't
in
been back to the
Starbase.
Space Coast since Artemis 1, and we're already talking about Artemis 2.
All right. We've got a
Wait.
highway full of buses, and everyone's been thrown under one.
Wait, really? I've been to the
Not you
Space
yet.
Coast more times than you.
No, I lived in Florida. Sawyer doesn't know what he's talking about.
So did I.
Also, I haven't been there in a hot minute.
You
But
went
yeah.
to the same college, you two, so yes.
Wait, EJ, we went to the same college?
We did.
No, wait, didn't you?
You guys
Who
went
was
to
it that went to the same college?
Wait, I went to
You
college?
guys went to college?
God. Oh, what a mistake that was. No, I'm kidding. It was
I
great.
thought you were both. Anyway,
We did, Sawyer. We did. He's just
Yeah, we did.
he's just being Jack right now.
sure, yeah, make me think I'm
Sorry.
going senile here, okay? Thanks.
Did the cameras get really dark?
See, we're
No,
on
it
the
is.
rails, folks.
The
Why
sun
do you guys
started
look
to
like
come
you're
through
in a
the window,
cave?
and our
We're on the
shirts
rails,
getting
Because
and
we're in a cave.
apparently
Yeah.
everyone is underneath the train that's rolling down those rails.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. Well,
There's that train. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's an oncoming train. Anyway,
good lord. Well, Artemis 2. Okay, you said hydrogen, like, I don't
I
know,
did.
20 years ago, it feels like. Do
Basically.
we think they're going to have the same hydrogen problems this time around with the. I mean, you said without a hitch. I don't know.
No.
No.
I said 1 or 2 attempts for the wet dress rehearsal, and I'm leaning 2 because of the hydrogen and the issues we saw with the hydrogen leaks on the TSM or tail service mount last time for it. And we all know, and the reason why hydrogen can be the biggest pain in the behind to work with is because its molecules are so small that it wants to leak out of every single crevice and opening that it can. So a 100% fully foolproof seal for hydrogen is incredibly difficult to pull off, and of course SLS needs a lot of hydrogen, so that puts a lot of stress on both the pumps and that seal on that TSM or tail service mount to make sure that everything goes smoothly. We saw multiple times where they had some sort of H2 leak either on the TSM or one of the service arms. So it's not uncommon to have those issues. And of course, we saw it also way more than once with shuttle. So very, very tricky fuel to work with. But if you can find a way to work with it efficiently, it is one of the best liquid fuels you can use. And for the RS-25s, obviously, that was their fuel of choice. But yeah, I think it'll take at least 2 attempts for the wet dress. But I think once they get that wet dress nailed down and they're happy with all their data and their tolerances, I think they'll launch pretty quickly.
Duck P and Engine 3. Enough said.
All right,
Hey, that wasn't
sorry.
even a problem with Engine 3, okay? They weren't sure.
It's
about-
true. That's true.
It wasn't even a problem. It was a problem with the sensor. They weren't sure if the sensor was working or not on Engine 3. One of the OFI sensors wasn't working correctly, okay? Well, Engine 3 did nothing wrong.
It is correct. But also, I don't know if it's a bad omen or just trying to catch problems early. Remember, they already had to swap out an RS-25 on this current core stage in the VAB a few months ago. It was 1 or 2, I think.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Yeah,
Famous
fine.
last words. and then they go into a wet dress, and Engine 3 sensor issue comes up again.
You called it, not me.
Oh shoot!
Why would you manifest that?
I'm sorry.
Why would you do that?
Just
You know better than this.
I'm an agent of chaos, Jack. I thought you knew this.
I am aware.
I'm an agent of plumbing, boy.
I'm an agent of chaos.
I'm very dark in
Helium
this
and
light. I
helium
need to fix the
accessories?
light. Helium. Boy, that's a fine burning fuel. Okay. More importantly than the hydrogen question, do we think RD2 is going to conflict
You did
with
not-
Starship 12? Because it's gonna. What is that? Why am I getting the buzzer?
Pardon me,
Artie.
sir. Pardon me. Artie?
Is Artie the strongest
don't-
man in the world.
Don't deflect. EJ, do you think RD2 is going to conflict
got?
with Starship 12?
No, I think Starship's going to launch before it.
Before?
Yeah.
But dude, they got to get a whole pad.
Did I stutter?
No, Max did.
Yeah, that was me, you idiot. Thanks so much.
Sorry,
Kick
Max.
the wrench over.
I get we look alike, but come on, man.
I'll allow you to put the stick in my wheel next time, Max. I'm sorry.
No, I think
I will do it. I will.
I know you will.
Do that.
I can't prove it, nor is my track record about predicting events with the Starship program gone very well this year at all, but 2026 is going to be my year, I tell you. No, I think SpaceX is going to try to ramp up. I think SpaceX is going to try to ramp up Block 3. I don't think they want a stopgap. I think they're trying on purpose very much to stay hungry, and I think they're timing that pad at Boca Chica, Massey's, and Block 3 to all be ready around the same time, guys. I think that time is going to be sooner rather than later.
Okay, so put like a month on it, EJ. When is Flight 12 happening?
January. Yep. Get your cameras ready, boy.
I think.
Yeah, what do you think?
Get your cameras ready, boys. Sorry, you're both photographers.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't tap me with a good time, EJ. Yeah.
January.
January's bold.
What do you think?
I would think late February at the earliest, but I think the pad itself will be ready by the end of the year. However, obviously the vehicles are obviously not going to be. I don't think.
I'm not comfortable with this much eye contact.
Okay.
I mean, which, by the way, speaking of Pad 2 being ready, they are currently installing shielding on the pad as we speak. This is live, by the way, at Starbase. So,
Starbase Live, 24/7 live stream. You can check it out on our channel. Sawyer, put a month on it, buddy. Don't try and get out of it. I said March.
Don't try and dodge and weave.
Yeah, don't try and dodge and weave, buddy. You can't chicane out of this.
Oh no, not the chicane! Not the chicane! No, not again!
You don't want no chicanery.
I forgot about
no
that,
chicanery.
and now it instantly just gave me
Version-
an evil thought in my head.
First version 3 Starship, first launch from Pad 2.
Go.
I'm going SLS in early March, and Flight 12 I think is going to push to early to mid-March. I think they're going to be within a week or two of each other.
I think so. I think they will. God, no. I mean, it's like, remember, we're going to come up with a law. I forget whose name we ascribed to the law, but it was whoever's law is.
Was it Berger?
It's like Berger's law.
Yeah.
No, Berger's law exists. That's the thing where if a spaceflight event is scheduled for Q4, it's going to happen in Q1.
Oh.
But we, on the Flame Trench, came up with another law where it was if 2 spaceflight events can conflict or happen on the same day or within 24 hours of each other, they will. So like 2 major spaceflight events.
It's called Jack's Law now.
Byers Law. You have Berger's Law and Byers Law.
No, I'm not comfortable with this. Hey, so next up we have another topic, I bet. Right? Starship, am I right?
Starship.
Starship speaking of what's on the screen.
It's almost like a smooth transition. Yeah, speaking of Pad 2 and Block 3 coming online.
I need you guys to explain this segment like Andy and Ollie from Bob's Burgers, please.
Do you know Bob's Burgers?
I've heard of it, never watched it.
All right, EJ, you be Andy, I'll be Ollie.
No, that's not going to work with delayed. It's not going to work that way.
Well, I thought it was going to be like Statler and Waldorf, you guys, because I see a couple people in chat have mentioned you're like the two Muppets in the balcony.
That'd be good. So yeah, we could do that. Everybody knows that. You guys go. Do it. Come on, make it happen.
Well, we're waiting.
Yes.
All right, so Starship. I really need to fix that light, dear God.
Yeah, that sun is going to be right in our faces.
This is really bad. Starship flew, Flight 11, dude. Like, heck yeah.
It happened.
It did do the thing where it happened. You can see some footage here from somebody named Jack. Slow-mo 4K. Yay! If you watch the summary video that we put out with all of our highlighted clips and replays, then you already saw this. But if you haven't watched that video, A, you should, and B, this is a shot from that. I think
It's a really good shot.
Thank you. I think after this is a shot from you as well. If you want to talk about your Flight 11 experience, Max, I would be interested, because I don't think you and I haven't really debriefed or anything after all
We
this.
haven't. So we'll do it live.
But I think we should go around the horn and talk about our Flight 11 experience while EJ struggles to breathe. Are you
Yeah,
all right,
nice.
dude? Oh yeah, this is your shot. Nice shot.
Here it is.
That's a very good shot. Thank you. That's a very good shot. No, that's a very good. You did the ollie and anything without even trying.
That's a great shot, Ollie. It's a great shot. Your shot's great, Ollie. Your shot's great, Ollie. Yeah, I can do it. Yeah, we can. I can do. Yeah.
You want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
No, I don't. I really promise you, I don't. Oh man, really, just beautiful views all around from this one. Like, what a fitting send off for Pad 1.
Fitting.
And every single launch is different. Every single time you get a launch, even if it's the same exact configuration of a rocket in the same exact pad, it could be the same time of day even, and you don't know which way the wind is going. You don't know what the light at that time of year, at that latitude is going to be like. So everything lined up for just a stupidly beautiful send-off for Pad 1, which is like sometimes every now and then you're like, oh, hi, universe, I see you. Helping out. Thanks. Appreciate it. Like, that was really nice. That was pretty cool.
It was.
What I will say, though, is despite being so beautiful, there was like piles of sand around the launch site. I don't know if they did a street sweeping and piled up all the sand or what, but notice how there was so much dust on this one? Because there was beforehand when we were setting remotes, it was like, what are those piles of sand? Remotes. And then liftoff happened, and it's like, whoa. So some of the shots were actually not beautiful because of that sand, but some were more beautiful, such as life.
I think that dust has always been there, but it's the way that plume behaves is very dependent on the wind speed and direction. And in this case, the wind was blowing about 10 to 15 miles an hour coming off of the Gulf, blowing westward.
Carson, I'm so sorry. I'm a terrible friend. Can we show the second shot? It's this angle in the replay. It's my GoPro shot. You had just been showing it, but I forgot to mention a cool thing. Oh my God! I have to fix the light. I have to fix the light.
I have a light mustache. Hang on.
Talk to our friends about Flight 11.
There it is.
Is it getting darker in there?
Wait, as the day goes on, the sun sets and it gets darker?
Camera is trying to compensate for how bright it's the brightest highlights are right now. That's why I'm so dark.
Why do you look like a zebra?
Right now. Maybe I am a zebra, EJ.
Oh.
Maybe I am a zebra.
No, I like the light mustache, just saying.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Oh my God, it's so bad.
You what? What happened?
Hey!
It's so bad.
Hey! Now we're like
Now
we're like flashbanging ourselves.
We'll
Great.
do it live.
We'll do it live.
Hey,
So now way to close the blinds?
There we go. Now
you
our
guys
ships are like nuclear.
look like you're in heaven.
we are. We are heaven, EJ.
Well, yeah, you're in Starbase. Starbase is kind of like space heaven.
Starbase is
So
a
I've been
place.
told.
Starbase is a place for sure.
It is a place that exists. Yep.
It is a place.
How do you know?
Starbase
Carson, bless
is a
his heart,
place
is
on
looking for
Earth.
the shot. Thank you, Carson. I don't know how Ryan edited this, but to your point, the reason I brought this up is wait, what was that swear?
No, I didn't say anything.
Okay, yeah. Dang it, it wasn't there. So in that shot, you can see the dust plume approach the camera, and then right as it's like, oh no, the camera's going to get wallowed by dust, the wind actually counteracted that plume, and you can see it. It's like, oh, it's really cool. It's a cool shot. I'll have to upload that for members.
There's like a dust cloud jump scare, basically.
Yeah, basically. It's like, oh, okay, no, we're good. We're good. EJ, how do you feel about Flight 11? Are you feeling good that the ship was able to get down to the water, seemingly with holes in the tanks?
I think it was great, man. It was an awesome flight. What really did it for me is the cross range capability of Starship was demonstrated. I think that's, obviously the ship getting down in one piece is really good. I think Ship 38 got the the snot beat out of it, like during that reentry with all the tiles that they took off. It was counted like over 100 tiles missing, still made it through reentry. There's no doubt that Starship can just quite actually tank a reentry and even have burn through and unzipping, and it still doesn't care, which is, I'll admit,
Badger.
that is pretty crazy. But the big one for me is cross-range capability. Cross-range capability is going to afford you a much wider mission envelope. That is, I think, a huge step towards toward rapid flight, like going 1 to 2 times a day with a Starship,
Right.
because instead of waiting 12 orbits, right, you can use cross-range capability. So guys, that's the ability to basically maneuver during reentry and turn, going like Mach 10. That really shows off that capability. And instead of waiting like 12 orbits, to go up there, refuel a Starship, and then wait till your orbital trajectory goes over the launch and landing site again, Starship can use cross range and get down 1 to 2 orbits after refueling, no problem. And that really offers much greater mission flexibility and is a real huge step towards, even catching the ship in the first place. I mean, dude, look at that. Look at that thing.
Yeah, this is
dead on.
All the crazy footage we've seen throughout this program, and just in general of every crazy thing that anybody has ever pointed a camera at ever in the history of humanity. This video, top 3, top 5.
Ooh,
it's up there.
It's up there.
It's up there.
Yeah.
It's just bonkers what we are able to be like, oh yeah, the ship's just coming in and it's belly flopping. And also, by the way, this was shot from a drone. And also, by the way, it's landing fine, even with holes in the tank. Like, there's just so many layers. The iceberg diagram of that shot. I'm going to keep, Max wants the microphone, but if I don't give it to him, he doesn't get it. So I'm just going to keep filibustering in this manner. Here's another great shot. Thank you, Carson. This one, wow, look how great that is. Max still wants the microphone, but I'm still filibustering, which is, here, just take it.
I don't want any more. That's the thing. No, I'm just kidding,
dude.
No, people were saying it on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. Like, this is the first time we've seen really any stable footage of the belly flop and also the flip and burn since SN10. Mostly the belly flop, because we've seen the flip and descent from 15. The buoys before, but we haven't 15. Had actual stable tracking footage.
No.
What?
15 came out of the clouds.
Yeah, but that wasn't. Okay. It was already flipping at that point. It wasn't belly flop.
Yeah, I'm agreeing.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I got you. My mistake.
Yeah. So, like, it's the first time we've seen that in almost 5 years, which is bizarre that it's taken us that long. Yeah, right.
Future.
But Jack,
it's been almost
belly
5
in the
years
rain?
Since we've seen that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's been almost 5 years since we've seen that, and I think it brought back a lot of flashbacks for a lot of people for like SN8, SN9, SN10 because of how just insane those were to see in the first place, because those were the first times that had happened. Jack wants the mic, so I'm not going to give it to him now.
Is this the dust shot? Is this the GoPro?
Carson is a legend. I love you, Karki. I love you, Carson. Okay, watch the dust plume. Watch the dust plume. It's like, oh no, scary. Here comes, this is, the vehicle has cleared the pad and now we're getting a blast. And it's like, oh no, this camera's surely toast. But it's not though.
Just
because
kidding.
The wind, like Max was saying a moment ago, the wind is highly, it affects the plume dramatically depending on which way the wind is going. It's something you need to take into account. Like morning of, figure out which way the wind's going, hope it stays that way, or account for it to change a certain way. And put your remotes accordingly, because you can either get blessed or cursed by that cloud.
Yeah.
And you're right, it is always around, but it was particularly bad on this one. Go, Sawyer, go.
The one thing I will say for this, though, is the fact that it seems like from all the shots that NSF has put out, you were actually able to see it more all the way through launch, because the early ones, it would launch and then you wouldn't even see it clear the tower, because after 2 seconds, it would just be a giant plume of dust and smoke. At least with this one, it felt like, I don't know if it's just because of the camera placements or the fact that we've gotten so good at it after 11 flights, but it really felt like you could see Starship more through that dust plume. I don't know if that's any relation to the moving the sand or what.
I mean, and these are just the spots that we're normally allowed to have cameras, right? I mean, normally the lot where Hopper is very hit or miss, mostly miss because of what the dust cloud does. Remember, the best plume behavior we've ever had was Flight 6, because the wind was blowing slightly south, and that really opened up a window of visibility for the lot.
Right.
Whereas most times that doesn't happen. I know, dude, it was so pretty. was so pretty. We were within an hour of sunset. The light was beautiful. And I think we have yet to mention it in this stream, but it was the last flight from Pad 1 for probably at least 2 years. At least 2 years. And also the last of this pad configuration with the orbital launch mount ring, and also with the lack of flame trench in that upside down shower head. So really is the end of an era, on top of obviously the last flight of any version 2 hardware.
Yeah, it's the beginning of the end. Or nope, end of the beginning. I keep getting that wrong. It's the end of the beginning. No more Pad 1. And everything now, I mean, I can't imagine SpaceX is going to do anything except for mash the gas on everything they're doing at Pad 2 and all of the subcomponent testing that they're doing for Starship version 3. And we've seen a whole bunch of test tanks. We've seen a whole bunch of hardware primed and ready. And now, finally, in the last couple of days, starting to actually roll into the various bays. So version 3 is going from parts and pieces around the factory to, actually stacked vehicles, hopefully soon here. And
Wait a minute.
Didn't we get an update on some of the test tanks at Massey's from the stream? Go ahead, AJ. Sorry, please. Sorry.
Well, you're telling me that work has completed on the OLM?
Oh my God.
We did it. We did it,
Oh my
everybody.
God.
Work is finished on the orbital launch. Well, it's not. It was never. It's not that.
That's why.
What do we
just
call it? The
launch
original
mount.
launch mount in the merge?
Just call it the launch mount.
It should just be called a launch mount.
It's also just easier to say, at least for me.
Yeah, fair. What was that, Sawyer? Sorry.
No one listens to me. It's fine. No, didn't the merge
baby.
say original launch mount, or isn't that what we were going with? Original launch mount now, so we can still call it OLM.
I like original. Yes, I like that, Sawyer.
I actually do kind of like that because it's like a backronym. It like makes it good again.
A what can it
Yeah.
A backronym. Why does everybody? This is like the third show in a row where I've said the word backronym and someone's been like, "Honey, what?"
What, is that because of the shot of you floating in the pool with all the hair?
Oh, what
Oh,
did
no,
you-
that's
what-
your front,
what?
not your back.
What?
Like hairy back,
What's
like
that?
backronym.
Sawyer,
Oh my God.
why do you want to hurt me? You got EJ to laugh though. EJ's joy sustains me, so I'm fine with
dying over there. Look at
it. No, he's good. He's good. He's not like
Just-
Dan. He's fine.
Sawyer's just like that Eric Andre meme where he just shoots the guy. And
Who would have done this?
Boom! Who
Yeah.
did
Wow.
this? Oh no!
Yeah, that really is. That's why we love him. That's why we love
He's
him.
next. He's in the box next to me. I kind of have to.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
What were we even talking about? Oh yeah,
Flight
version
11,
3.
Starship.
Wait,
Version
so did
3,
we?
baby?
I haven't watched the
Told you.
SpaceX stream all completely through, but I know that there were some updates on the test tanks.
Dude.
EJ,
Yeah,
go.
They so SpaceX had a lot of updates that they showed during the stream. They did Dan, our boy Dan over at SpaceX basically just did a whole technical update. And then Elon crashed the stream, which was pretty funny because the two commentators were like, "Who's behind? Oh God, it's the boss! Hey, what's up, man?" I thought that was funny. They handled it really well. But Dan went on a whole thing about like technical updates and stuff. They showed pictures of the dome on top of Super Heavy. They showed pictures of the new hot staging rig. They showed pictures of the tile manufacturing facilities. Oh my goodness. I didn't see much about Massey's though. I don't really remember. That whole day is a blur. I mean, Jack, you know. But I didn't see much about
And conspicuously
What's up?
nothing about Lunar
No,
anything.
no.
Despite
Still
Blue
no.
cranking away with updates on that. Sorry, EJ, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No. It's fair. It's that's fine. Yeah, I don't know about you fellas. I'm convinced that. Oh, look at that render. Oh, and they also, dude, they also showed pictures of Raptor on the test stand. It's actually, Max, dude. I thought this footage was sped up. I thought this footage was sped up. It's not sped up.
So, like, one of the big wish list items for the Flight 10, I guess, engineering update was an update on Raptor 3, because we haven't really had one of those in a while. And we actually got real footage of both sea level and vacuum optimized Raptor engines on the stand. And the first bit of footage we saw was just
I feel like we need some saxophone music for this. Sorry, continue.
yeah, sorry. The first one we saw was just
Oh my god.
dang it, EJ.
Geeky. Hi.
Sorry.
We first saw just a bit of it was a purely static fire where the engine was firing
Tube.
straight down. It wasn't gimbling or anything, and it was a sea level optimized,
Tube
sea level
good.
variant.
Tube
What?
good.
What?
Tube good.
Tube good. Transfer tube.
Can we get a poll in chat? Tube good.
Transfer tube good.
Down cover.
No, wrong. That's wrong. You're wrong.
Oh my goodness.
And it's nearly
Look
the
at that.
size of a Falcon 9 first stage. By the
I
way,
interrupted you, but tube. Continue, please.
tube.
Oh, there's a shot. Dude, look
And
at that
there's
thing.
oh my god.
So good
Work.
looking.
These are those
Dude, the
components
wire
we're
harness
talking about.
goes through the struts. I was looking
Yeah.
at, if you look it up close, the wire harness is going through the struts. It's really tricked. That's really, dude. And then they reinforce the dome. Max, I'm going to give it back to you when they show the Raptors. But
I know.
see, they plated up the dome up
Yep.
there because it's going to take a beating from the hot staging, right? And then the grid.
And these new grid fins, man, they're like what 50% bigger than the Block
Yep.
1 and 2 variants. And
Yeah,
of course,
and they also have, they
Go ahead.
catch. Yeah, exactly, dude.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
on the
and-
same page, brother. You
Right.
got it. Go.
and they had they had 4 on the version 1 and version 2 boosters. They are downsizing to only 3. And here we go,
Oh.
Raptors. That startup sequence is absolutely insane. Compared to Raptor 2, we are already seeing fire coming out. Blue, and also it looks more blue than purple compared to Raptor 2. And also,
Let EJ talk. What, dude? What? What, EJ? Go.
No, look at that, dude. Look at it. Dude, that's real time. Do you
this is
see it
real
doing that?
time gimbal.
Wait. Do it again. Do it.
What the heck?
Whee!
And here we go.
Oh
and
my
here's
goodness.
the vacuum
Oh, it's the
optimized
big
Raptor
boy.
3.
It's the big
Yes.
chunger.
So I know, like we are just rambling on like school kids right now because we're so excited. But like,
Dude, that's wild.
this is the first brand new footage we've seen of Raptor 3 in a very long time. I think honestly since Gwyn posted that one video of one of its first firings. So
Oh, and the
And there's the
bakery.
tile factory
And-
right there. Dude,
and
look
the
at that.
bakery, which is
and
actually
that's the one at
located,
KSC, right?
Yeah, it's
Yep.
located right near Roberts Road in Hangar X, and that is where all of I think if not all of the TPS tiles for Starship are manufactured. This is our first real look at the bakery.
I will refrain from saying they look like tasty things to eat.
I would eat one.
Wait. Wait, who's on the same page as you, EJ?
Oh my
Is it
God.
Max or is it me?
Oh my god!
Nothing.
Anyway,
class, Miss Vaughn.
the bakery can make the bakery can make 1,000 tiles a day right now. It's sized to make 7,000 a day. So
Yeah.
plenty of capacity built in there. Pretty neat.
Wait, EJ, where are your gloves? He's wearing gloves holding that. Where are yours?
Oh, really? So I shouldn't lick it? This fibrous
Oh,
tile? We shouldn't lick that?
I would not recommend that. No.
Kind of tastes like cancerous. All right.
Does anyone?
It's fake. This is
yeah,
this is
it's
3D printed.
Oh.
No,
Oh,
You ruined the
okay.
bit. You ruined the bit. Oh,
here's the
I was
real one.
Hey.
Okay,
no
genuinely,
comment.
I didn't know.
Hey,
I didn't
take that.
I
Dude, that
did.
showed up in the mail. That's all I'm saying.
Nice. So they showed the crunch wrap. They talked about the bakery capacity. They
Yep.
showed the new forward dome on the hot staging test
Raptor
article. That isn't. So they're saving mass by only shielding the areas they needed on the forward dome.
Yep.
They talked about Raptor 3. Why no moon stuff?
I don't know. That's the
I want
question.
moon stuff.
That's the question of the day, and we're nearing up when they would need to start flying HLS prototypes, or at least start showcasing some hardware for it. You know,
That's my purse. I don't know you.
what.
I
Thanks,
Alright.
CJ. Yeah.
got you.
Yeah, yeah.
I got you.
That's my purse. I don't know you.
I don't
know
either.
you.
I don't know you either.
Dumb thought. Would they wait until Artemis 2 finishes launching to then start showing hardware?
Oh, like get out of the spotlight kind of thing? Like some
Or like
diplomacy
while,
sort of-
you know, kind of ride NASA's coattails in a way to be like, hey, Artemis 2, here's the people, now here's the lander that it's going to be, and then do a full reveal of everything.
I mean,
Yeah, that seems space sexy.
you know what's strange as well. Blue Origin has been very non-Blue Origin-y with what they've released so far with their Blue Moon landers and prototypes. And normally we see that sort of behavior when it comes to releasing or announcing hardware from SpaceX, whether it be Starship, Falcon, Dragon, whatever. And Blue has been very open, or not, I shouldn't say very open, but they've released a lot more than they have ever released with New Glenn when that was in development. And SpaceX is eerily quiet when it comes to HLS. So
I'm gonna keep harping on it until it changes because it's weird to me.
right, I don't disagree, but at the same time, I feel like SpaceX will pull a Blue Origin here and then whip out some just enormously
For sure.
far along HLS hardware that we never even knew about.
I think you and Sawyer are right. I'm just frustrated in the interim. Like, I want to know about where Starship is going. I want to know what of the first version 3 is going to be moon anything or tanker something or.
It's not about you, Jack.
But it is. The human existence is one of self-centeredness, EJ. It's a flaw I'm trying to work on. But no, like, how do you feel about the discrepancy between now Blue is acting SpaceX-y in a PR sense and SpaceX is acting Blue-y in a PR sense, if that makes any sense?
I think that SpaceX isn't showing anything that has to do with HLS, because if they showed HLS stuff right now, I don't think it really makes sense. I don't like. This is gonna sound really stupid, dudes, but I don't think that SpaceX is probably working on ancillary components in the background, like ECLS, control systems, pressurized volumes, airlocks, elevators, cranes, etc., etc. But I think in terms of like mainstream SpaceX, like research and development, SpaceX is an iterative program. They're iteratively not at that step. You got to prove out orbital refilling. You got to prove out rendezvous operations and docking before that. And you got to get to orbit. I don't think they're going to start showing off their landers paraphernalia until they get to that point. I mean, you guys could say like, oh, that doesn't sound very SpaceX, but look at all this footage that they have. All the footage. I mean, if you watch the live stream, you know that Starship landed in the water. It landed pinpoint precision. Like, it was definitely within a couple meters of where they were aiming. The thing tipped over after it shut its engines off and the front fell off and it was removed from the environment. But they didn't show any of that in any of their promo footage.
And I'd like to stress that that's not normal.
Yeah, but clearly that's the case now. They've done that the last 2 flights, dude. So, there's the footage of Massey's, by the way. That was just on there a second ago. Maybe that's the norm. They're not going to show it because it's not the next iterative step. I think if they prove out the technologies to do the HLS demo, that's when they'll start talking about it. Yeah, just a thought.
I think roughly.
We have breaking news. We have breaking news. There's breaking news. This is very important. Everybody out there that has been sending their best wishes and supporting the Save Dan campaign, everyone out there, thank you so much for sending your love, because I can report right now, live on air, that Dan is currently in the process of being saved. Gage, Rough Rider Show, our very own, is on his way to save Dan right now.
As we speak.
I know we're doing a silly Ferris Bueller bit, but also legitimately Dan has been actually saved. So yay!
No, not yet. He's
in
the
process of being saved. But yeah, once again, anybody that knows, Dan is absolutely the glue that keeps stuff going down here a lot of the time. So hooray, Dan has been saved. If only we still had Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago, in chat, but it looks like Abe has left.
Yeah, where'd he go?
I don't know. He might be singing in a parade.
I missed him already.
Yeah, well, life moves pretty fast, Max. If you don't look around once in a while,
you could miss it.
Oh,
I'm looking around. Yeah. I don't see anything changing.
Bow, bow.
Oh,
the moon.
And copyright.
Yeah.
Then Dan tears the green screen down behind us, and he's wearing a robe, and he's like, "You're still here? Go home." But unfortunately, he actually has not been saved yet, so we can't complete the bid until he gets here.
So
he's about
what? Like, is he like actually in the hospital, dudes? Like,
he was actually
he legit.
We're having a little bit of lighthearted fun with it, but yeah, Dan was in some pain, and we took him to the ER where he has been under observation. Everything's fine. He's been attended to and loved the entire time, and we knew that he was likely going to be done being observed today, so we wanted to raise his spirits with a little Save Dan campaign. Like, we wouldn't joke about it if it was something actually super serious, but he, going to the hospital is always kind of serious, and I don't know how to make people I care about feel better when they're hurting, other than make them laugh. So here we are.
And there's a goal now, by the way, to get Dan some cheesecake as he returns home. So the Dan Cheesecake Fund goal has begun.
Nice. We got to figure out the right kind of cheesecake though, because Dan's a picky eater. I'm like, oh, it's too flavorful. I love you, Dan. Get home soon in like 15 minutes.
Jack, how dare you talk about your dad like that?
He's not my real dad. Like literally, people down here will come up to him and be like, "You're Jack's dad," and a percentage of those people actually do legitimately think that he is my dad, which he's not, and I love him. He's a great guy, but he's not actually my dad. Which I don't know how I never noticed this. I don't know how I never made this connection. But his last name, his last initial is B.
It is.
It's Daniel B.
Yep, and Jack B.
Yeah. So people really thought he was my dad.
So he must be your dad.
He's not my dad.
A plus B equals 4.
He's not my real dad.
Be your dad.
Oh, my hat. He's not my dad.
Oh, God. What are we doing? Hey, real
last
dad,
name
Jack
reveal.
Sr.,
Daniel
I love
B's
you.
last name is Bayer.
It's not. It's actually not. I see the super chats come in. I'm going to thank everyone for the support, for the Cheesecake Fund, for old Dano and his decrepit self. Where is... His panel broken again?
You know, it's like coming to your location soon. Right?
Yeah, I'm counting on it.
Coming soon.
I'm counting. Remember when he said he wanted to do a Fight Club? Or was that you?
Oh, God.
Was that?
Yeah, that was me.
Let's go.
I said don't talk about it, though.
Whoop. Eric Frazier, +1 cheesecake with a $10 super. Eric, you don't got to do that, buddy, but thank you, man. Every little bit helps, and we appreciate it. I miss you. Come back. Where the heck?
We miss.
Why'd you bail?
Eric and I had like kind of a rolling joke because like after launch, my brain was absolutely fried, and I called him Chris. And so now I'm like, okay, so we have Eric Bergen and Chris Frazier. So Eric and I have a joke now.
I think I might be having a strong.
Bames and Non's having a strong called the Bondulins.
Call the Bondulins.
It's almost as bad as when I was in London hanging out with Jay, and he tried to say Topo Chico, so I would go, "See," EJ the bit, but he said Chopo Tico. But he said it on a subway car loaded full of people with like full confidence, Chopo Tico. And then I just got to see his face, like the smile, like the joy on his face, like drain away as he realized how wrong he got it. It was delightful. It fueled me.
Chopo Chica, Jack.
A Tapatipo, right? Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, crap.
We can't even say it right anymore.
Echo Deal, thank you so much for the support. They say medically approved cheesecake. Fun Dan in the hospital story that I'm going to just tell right now. He requested a chocolate shake when he got there. He was a sad boy in the hospital. I'm going to get my boy a chocolate shake. I went and got the biggest chocolate shake I could find, and upon bringing it back to his room and handing it to him, the nurse who was in his room was like, whoa, 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 whoa. That shake is entirely too big.
It was a Whataburger.
No such thing.
Right?
So I think it was not a medically approved shake, but I'm glad that we have medically approved cheesecake. Thank you all so much for the support. DMHMT also with a super chat saying, "Be well, Dan." The sweet words, the kind words, the fun stuff, it all makes a difference. And Engage is currently on the way to save Dan. It worked. The shirts worked. We did it.
And that was like one of the more brilliant ideas you've had in a long time. Just this, nothing else, just this.
In the year 2025, I accept the compliment. Thank you. Hey, what are we doing? What's going on? Hi. Hey, EJ.
I don't know,
hey,
but your camera's off center now.
So
and it's like really the white balance is wrong. Let me try and fix the white balance. I'm listening, EJ. Talk. I'm going to fix the white balance while you talk.
But we have twists coming up. We got to keep talking. This week in Spaceflight is coming up very soon with the actual serious news.
In 17 minutes, 32 seconds.
Well, who's counting?
Who's on first?
I'm on second.
Who's on second?
Yeah. Who is that?
Is that Kevin Michael Reed? Is that God himself?
Who's on first?
Kevin Michael Reed.
No, Kevin can't come on when I leave. No. I'm here. We're here. I'm here. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Jack Bayer.
Hi. How are you?
How are you?
Tired. Good.
Good. So I have to address something.
Oh God.
Oh no.
I have to address something because
try an envelope.
Sawyer.
Or stamps, maybe?
Sawyer, no.
You address an
you
envelope.
You have a PO box? Because we should get a PO box here, so you know.
Anyway.
So I think chat has been very kind to us, but I have to address the fact that our stream was horrible at liftoff. It was stuttery. It was disappointing. It made my heart sink into my stomach at liftoff as I saw what we were broadcasting. And I just have to, on behalf of all of us at NSF, I have to say I'm sorry. It falls on me when we don't do things right, and I'm leading the broadcast. And I think we failed you this time. And we've failed in the past, and we fail every day. But I'm sorry that we did this at liftoff this time. We've been going through a major infrastructure upgrade, and those of you who are members know that. And we thought we were in a perfect position. For the last month, we've been testing everything. All of our streams have run on the new infrastructure, and the process is still in process. We've gotten sick of the data center that we were in, so we built our own to try to mitigate that problem. And unfortunately, we're still connected back to that data center for our video feeds. And we've narrowed it down to one of three things. It was either our media server in the data center, our media center at our new data center, our media server in our new data center, or it was the connection between the two. And we're trying to figure out how that happened, why that happened, and how we mitigate it. And we have, we really take it to heart when we say that your support means everything, and everything that we do is because of your support. And so literally the last year, we've been planning this infrastructure upgrade. It's still in progress, and we have more to come. We are running new fiber lines to all of our sites. We are getting layer 2 connectivity to our sites, so we have a direct connection that doesn't use the public internet. We're upgrading our servers. We have new servers in our new data center, but we failed on this. We failed on this launch, and I just have to say I'm sorry. That's all I can do, and we'll do better.
There's nothing I can say that will take away the feelings that you're feeling, and you're right. We all take our job of delivering the best views possible of this stuff to people around the world very, very, very seriously. More seriously than you might expect. Like, seriously enough to give us potentially health issues. Like, dude, my stomach gets so messed up sometimes before a big milestone launch. I can't eat. And that's me. I put that on myself. But it's we care. And every single person at NSF absolutely cares that much. That's why we're all here at NSF. So, dude, I get it. On the one hand, I get it. Bummer. Pick up the pieces, move on. And, I can't speak to the broadcast because I didn't watch the broadcast. I'm just a piece of the puzzle, right? You're the broadcast god. So I get it, again. But from my perspective, from the field perspective, I don't want to speak for everybody here in the field. This was a fantastic launch because things actually worked smoothly. And all of the stuff that we've been building toward, like you're saying, same on the infrastructure side. Everything we've been doing here in the field has been building towards getting to a point where we can operationalize this, and we don't need all hands on deck for the launch, and we have a system, and it works smoothly. And it's hey, this time it did. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it does. And obviously, that's not to be flippant about when it doesn't. When it doesn't, you need to really buckle down and figure out why it didn't go right or go smoothly, and fix it for the next time. So,
and we are. With the next day, I created a thread in Discord, and I said we have to figure out what happened. And we just like a space shuttle flight or something like that. We pulled all the data, and we're going through all the data to try to figure out where the problem was. And the scary thing is we don't know exactly, right? So we're trying to figure it out from the data after the fact, what was happening. And Jay and I, the day of the stream during the stakeout stream, we were like, why is everything going so smoothly? Everything was just working. The field was on top of it. The commentators were great. Everything was just going so smoothly. And then at about T-1 hour, I said, it's stuttering. Every single video feed is stuttering, and we didn't know why. We tried everything we could in that last hour to try to fix it, and we just couldn't find the solution. So we went with what we could in the moment, and we said we'll figure it out after the fact.
I missed EJ for almost the entirety of the stakeout stream. That's why he was keeping it sane.
Dude, EJ,
me keeping something sane?
I know.
Side note, dude, thank you for holding down the stakeout for like 6 hours or whatever it was. That was like
for real.
heroic as usual. Kevin,
Dude, I'll hold on. I'll do the whole stakeout stream by myself if you want. I'm good.
I mean, I don't, but maybe if you do like different characters, like Eddie Murphy and
dude, I
America.
like testing myself like that. Throw me in the crucible. Let's go, dude.
Let's go. Kevin, I also again I am only a part of the puzzle, but I don't recall seeing anybody else that had live tracking views of the booster exploding.
Dude,
I mean,
Elon saw that footage, fellas.
Everybody did great. There was just an anomaly that we don't know. We don't know.
Anomalies happen.
You know,
an observation.
There was an observation, and then like getting D's footage.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about that.
The ship, like it was amazing. That was amazing. You know, and Dee was like, it wasn't great footage. I was a little shaky. Yeah, whatever. You know, like
Perfect.
all the pieces were in the right place. There was just something that was blocking all those pieces from getting to the final product.
It's all right, man. We have Artemis 2 coming up. We have the next New Glenn coming up.
Yep.
We have Flight 12 coming up. We have so many cool things coming up. Every time we get to do this, it's practice for the next one, which means the next one, maybe there'll be another difficulty or another anomaly. But as long as it's not the same one, and it's dead. Also, side note, great way to debunk flat earthers because you can see the booster go below the horizon. Kind of cool. That's pretty cool.
I'm gonna let you guys finish the show, but I had to say something because honestly, you know, there were a few people in chat that were a little complainy, but I even searched X after the fact to see, and over the last couple days, and no one was calling us out. So I had to call us out because it's on us.
We should always be our own worst critics. Absolutely.
100%.
Better. Kevin, just finally before you run away like a scared little puppy with your tail between your legs. I just want to say thank you for all the work you did. I know it didn't go super great from your perspective because of that stuttering, but I've had so many people come up to me after launch, which is a typical thing. After a launch, you know, I'm hanging out at the ranch, I'm at the Marg, whatever, people come up to me. But this launch, I had a lot of people come up to me, and the thing they wanted to shake my hand and like mention about our work was that the downrange views were sick. They were sick. And not only that, it's exactly what Dee just said to, you were saying Dee said, like, oh, it wasn't great, it was shaky, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? Yeah,
it exists.
The launch stream was a little bit stuttery, bro. That sucks. I'm sorry. But hey, we did it. It's like we put the photons out there. Yeah, we did it. We were in the time. We were in the place. It didn't exactly line up. It's fine. It was awesome. People loved it. I loved it. Will we be better next time? Yes. Will we take seriously anytime something like this happens and attempt to make sure that it never happens again? Yes. Is this the sickest dang downrange camera view I've ever seen? Yes. Did we broadcast that live? Yes. All right, I'm done. I'm done with my Kevin pep talk. I appreciate you holding us to a high standard, Kevin. That's why we're friends, one of the many reasons. But, you know, you're loved, and you did a great job, regardless of the difficulties. Max, I'm going to hand this to you now because you haven't said a dang thing.
By the way, Jack, we were in London.
And you said I was short. It was the first thing you said to me.
I know. Also, okay.
And I'm gonna throw myself under the bus for a moment of levity. Because I am short, I'm sitting on a pillow, so I'm the same height as Max.
By the way, that was Dee's shot from down in the Keys with the shutdown there, just pointing out.
We talked about it.
No, but we were seeing it live. That's what I was saying.
Dude, so Sawyer, you know what's super cool about this? And Dee, with Dee's tracking footage here, we're allowed to see it. Like, a lot of people were asking me when I was covering the live stream on my end, like, why does Starship look like it's in fog? Well, it's outgassing, right? It's outgassing there from the engine purge. And if you guys notice, that cloud is kind of staying with it. It kind of goes with it. So that's why Starship looks like it's in the fog, because it's crop dusting itself.
Oh my God.
It's true. It's true, but a lot of people ask it. Well, there's a shot of it. That was a shot of it. Look, it's super cool.
It's methane. Of course it's crop dusting.
It's literally dumping propellant.
Dan wants to say thank you. Dan, say thank you. He logged off.
Anyway, by the way, I'm being told that there is a...
Oh!
Save Dan. You're supposed to do a Ferris Bueller quote or talk about sausages, as we agreed about 6 hours ago, but I guess the heartfelt thanks is also good. Hopefully,
Oh, apparently Stream didn't hear.
I don't
Stream
think
didn't hear
Stream
any of
heard
that?
any of that.
No.
He said he loves all of you and that he's Jack's dad.
But
and then he said, "When Cameron is in Aegis plan, let my Cameron go." In like the best.
and
Anyways,
he's saying
you'll
it
just have
even,
to
yeah.
theater of the mind.
By the way, just want
Continues.
to point out, D is saying that, because, like Kevin was talking about the slight choppiness, D is working on an edit that will go on socials. So if you're not already following the NSF socials, they will repost what D puts out. So Facebook, X, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, TikTok, check them all out. There's already a short showing a combination of the views from us out in Florida of all the 3 different cameras we had, but the amazing social edit is coming soon, TM.
Yeah, we always say follow us on the socials because it's the thing to do. But also, you'll see all of the content that we have that we post there, and you'll be known. You'll be knowed. You'll be knowed.
You'll be knowed.
You'll be knowed whenever we go live.
You'll be knowed.
Wow. Okay. So Starship version 3 is coming. Version 2 is done. We're at the end of an era for the program. What a fitting view for the last Starship version 2, the last Raptor 2s to burn in flight, shutting off right there.
Yep.
We had a view of it live because everybody out here supports what we do. How cool is that?
It was cool to see, by the way, in Florida. It's so you don't expect to
You
see
saw it too?
Yeah.
again. Yeah, I did.
People in Cape Canaveral saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it near West Palm Beach. The view is stunning. The lighting, the fact it delayed just a little bit meant that jellyfish lighting hit it. And I was looking around, I'm like, where the heck is it? Where the heck is it? I'm like, I guess I didn't see it. Oh my God, there's this giant blob in the sky.
Yeah.
So cool. I need to see a Starship in space badly. Oh goodness. Okay, so we're getting to the end of the show here. We do have, again, This Week in Spaceflight coming up shortly. But I do want to go around, and as we look ahead to Block 3 coming online and hopefully getting into the next phase, the beginning of the middle instead of the end of the beginning, what was, of the first 11 flights, do you have a favorite moment?
I don't know if I have a singular moment. I think I have 3, and I think the first one I can think of is I'll try to be quick, Jack. Yeah, thank you. The first one I can think of is Flight 2 and seeing it get off the pad as clean as it did, and being able to post the Attack at Dawn image very, very quickly. Like, that was among the first work that I had really go as wide as it did, and then it was amazing to see. Moment number 2 was definitely the catch from the hotel. Myself, Dee, and John Krause were up there, and then we saw it come in. It was caught. It was stable, and then we all just lost our minds. We were hugging each other. We were running around. So that was definitely another one. And then I think just there's no specific moment for this last one, but it's just the feeling after Flight 10, and it's all coming. This era is wrapped up, and I think we're moving on to a different time in a different place. So a bit of melancholy, I think, is the word. But
that was short.
I had to explain.
That's an Alex answer.
Melancholy is a good word for it.
Okay.
EJ, favorite moment for the first 11 flights?
It's tied for me between the Flight 5 catch and the Flight 7 catch. The reason why is because the Flight 5 catch, obviously the first one, that's pretty unmatched. Flight 7 catch was the first time I saw a Starship launch and then a booster get caught.
Right.
So I love the Flight 5 catch. That was amazing. That's a huge milestone for the program. But I think me personally, Flight 7, Jack, that was the first time I met you.
Hey, you know what you didn't say to me the first 5 seconds you met me? You're short. That's what Kevin said. He said it just like that too. Like, he was delighted to say it. He was like, "You're short." Like, he had a giant smile on his face while he said it. You were much sweeter when we met. You were like, "What's up, bro?" And we shook hands and broed out. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Then I kind of fixed your truck, and then I kind of broke it more, and then I kind of fixed it again. So it's fine.
Yeah, no, it's great. Heck yeah.
Sorry
Sawyer.
about that, by the way. I don't think I ever
No, I love you. It
apologized
was
for
great.
that.
No, it's fine.
All
It's
right.
great. Sawyer, favorite moment from the first 11 flights?
It sounds cliche, but Flight 7 catches the fact that they proved that they can do it twice, that the first one wasn't just a fluke. And also, I loved our camera angles from that one, despite what happened to the ship.
Yeah, real. I'm going to say my favorite moment from the first 11 flights was Flight 10. It was a big moment. I know everyone's like, oh, but the catch. No, Flight 10. Flight 10 was a big moment. Really, really, really big moment for the program. Exactly what was needed. You know what else
Also,
is
Ship
needed? We gotta
36
wrap
was a huge moment.
It was a moment.
about those launch days.
That was a moment.
What we need to do is wrap up the show. We're coming to an end here, so that is what we're going to do. But thank you everybody for watching. Again, thank you for all the support always. You can check us out on the socials. Again, D is going to post some downrange edits of their footage on the socials, so check them out there, and you'll get notified whenever we go live doing anything. Also, thank you to our launch directors and our flight engineers. They are the best. They're 2 highest levels of the membership program, and we couldn't do what we do without them. EJ, thanks for being on, good buddy. Sawyer, thanks for being on, good buddy. Max, thanks for being on, good buddy.
You're not welcome.
And yeah, EJ is on Twitch. Watch EJ on Twitch. Follow
Hello.
Sawyer on social. Carson operated the stream. I don't know how he puts up with mostly me. But seriously, y'all, we were through another flight, and we're happy to bring you guys the best views we can, and we'll see you on the next one.
And here we go. We have liftoff.
Propulsion continues to be nominal.
R68 chamber pressure looks good.
Traveling up. Roger, with planet.
Water towers fly! Yes! They go down to nominal.
Fighting downside FD off. Bring in FD off. It's orange!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Decollage.
Put that in the big bag, Jingle.
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together, back to the moon and beyond.
This methane will be igniting in the flare, correct?